And welcome to Nettleton, Mississippi on the campus of Nettleton High School. Paul Blansett, Mike Campbell, Jeff Edwards on the campus, like we said, of Nettleton High School for a very, very big Region 2, 3A football game tonight between the Nettleton Tigers and, of course, our own Pontotoc Warriors. Mike, a very, very crucial football game for the Warriors to gain access to make the playoffs and make a journey that they haven't made in quite a while, getting back into the playoff picture.
You're exactly right, Paul. Pontotoc just looking for a win any way possible here tonight. After getting into a new regional bracket this year with 4 teams, Pontotoc was hoping to get one of the top 4 teams in the region. Pontotoc's offense has sputtered from time to time this year. Have some big play capabilities in Marcus Thomas and Dustin Robbins, especially. Those 2 players are capable of pulling off big plays for Pontotoc at any time. On the road this week at Nettleton in a huge, huge game, a must-win situation. You want to think here tonight. Really, the season's on the line here, Paul, and hopefully we'll see a good game here tonight.
Nettleton under first-year head coach Scott Cantrell. I know Scott very well. Went to school with him at Itawamba Community College. Very, very fine football coach last year. He was at Hamilton, if I'm not mistaken. He's a graduate of Hatley High School in Monroe County, so he's kind of close to home. The new head football coach here at Nettleton. Nettleton has had some spurts over the years, particularly when they were in Class 3A. They had some pretty good football teams, and they have a very fine player in Kennard Springer. Kennard is a 6-foot, 200-pound senior tailback. Last year he was a quarterback. He was very athletic. Had an opportunity to see him play last year when Houston played Nettleton here, and I saw them play at Houston 2 or 3 weeks ago. He had a very, very fine game before me and Jeff and Patrick had to leave because the rain was just too profusely coming down. It was very, very bad. Actually, our equipment, we had a little bit of some malfunctions with our equipment, but he's an awfully good athlete, Mike, and he will pose some problems for Pontotoc defensively. Pontotoc has been very, very solid all year long defensively. However, last week, kept a very, very good back in check, Schumpert, until he broke the big one that broke their backs in the game last week at home at Pontotoc. But Springer will give them some challenges.
You're exactly right, Paul. Very, a lot of talent. We talked about it before we came on air tonight about Springer. He's got roots here. Been another Springer that was very, very good athlete here a few years ago. The coaching staff here at Nettleton's got a little Pontotoc flavor too, and Brian Sutton, assistant coach. Very good athlete in the North Pontotoc system several years back. Definitely a lot on the line here tonight. As you mentioned, he'll give the defense a challenge here for Pontotoc tonight. Pontotoc's defense been very, very strong all year. Dietrich Clark, 22 for the Warriors, rose up big last week and came up with some big stops early in the game to keep the powerful Itawamba offense in check, so to speak. Neil Mays, Rob Pickett, Lester Jones all having great years for the Warriors defensively. Been very, very solid all year defensively. As we mentioned several games before, seemed like a different player comes up big every stop for the Warriors, not one person in particular. Just a great team effort last week on both sides of the ball, but just unable to come up with the big upset there. And Itawamba wrapped up the regional crown on Warrior Field last Friday night, but Warriors coming in here on Tiger Field tonight, hoping to stay in the hunt, so to speak, as the playoffs are closer and closer. One more game at home next week against Houston should be very, very interesting game there also. But can't look forward to next week. Got to get it right here tonight, Paul, against these Tigers, and I guarantee they'll get after us.
That's true. Itawamba is sitting at. I don't know exactly who they're playing tonight. They may be playing South Pontotoc. I think that may be who they're playing. I noticed some buses. I was coming down 45, looked like some Pontotoc County tags. So that probably is South Pontotoc visiting on the campus of Itawamba Community College tonight and playing Fulton. But to make a long story short, we'll get back to this in just a few minutes. We're going to take a couple minutes here for our national anthem. And that was the Nettleton Band with God Bless America, and then our national anthem. Real quickly, back to what we were talking about a couple minutes ago, it kind of came to my mind. Brian Sutton, a very, very fine athlete at one time when he was at North Pontotoc. I think he's their baseball coach here, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And married to a Pontotoc girl, married to Michelle Crane, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they have a young one now. I noticed last year when we were here that they had a child. But Nettleton will pose some problems. I think of Nettleton. I think of some good athletes they've had over the years. Probably the most impressive athlete that probably comes to mind to me is Jason Ferguson. Played for the University of Georgia for many years now. A very fine defensive tackle for the New York Jets. Has an injury, has missed this entire season, but nonetheless a young man that probably is one of the premier athletes that's probably ever played at this school. As the captains from Pontotoc come out to the middle of the field, and they will exchange handshakes with Springer and also it looks like Thomas Riley and also Tony Shannon, a 6'1", 220-pound senior offensive lineman. Those young men, that looks like exchanging handshakes. That's Jonathan Crenshaw. I believe he's one of the team captains. We'll get the rest of them in just a few minutes for Pontotoc as they we'll talk about the officials. We'll talk about what's going to happen tonight, and we'll get the coin toss in a few minutes. But back to what we were talking about Fulton. Fulton has already clinched this thing, like you said a couple of minutes ago. They're the #1 team in Region 2-3A. They're going to be the team that's going to be going to host the game in the first round. Of course, the #2 team will as well. That's still up for grabs in this region. We do know Pontotoc does not have a chance to host a regional game, a playoff game. But my understanding, the way things are going to work right now, of course, Fulton, being the #1 team, will play the #4 team from the other division. My understanding right now, the way that stands, that should be Ripley. The way the playoff system works from the point system, I thought it was going to be Houston. If Houston were to win out, they would be the #2 team and would play the #3 team from the other region, which they still may. Of course, that all depends on next week's outcomes of football games, which would be, I thought, Ripley. The way it's working now, my understanding the way the point system is going to work, the only way the apple cart can be disrupted there would be if Boonville pulled the huge upset next week at Corinth. My understanding the way it's going to work right now is that it looks like that New Albany will indeed be the 3 team from that region. The 4 team with the point system, the way it's going to work out, even though Ripley beat New Albany last week, will still be Ripley as the Warriors come on the field. I think we're going to try to get this playoff system worked. I talked to Don Brooks before the game started. The way it works right now, Pontotoc needing a win tonight. Of course, you don't want to look ahead to next week. My understanding, the Warriors will have to win by 7 points or more next week to be the #3 team from the region. The way if that happened, then they would probably go on the road the way it looks right now and would play against Boonville if that happened. If it doesn't happen one way or the other, if they lose a football game next week or win by 6 points or less, we'll have a very unenviable task of having to go to Corinth and play if Corinth goes on and wins like I think they should next week against Boonville. But you never count Jim Drury out in any football game. But Mike, the way they've done this new playoff system. I'm glad they do it now. You don't have teams just killing each other trying to rack up big wins. They do have the 12-point total. That's the most you can count. But my understanding of the way the system will work right now is if it goes that way, Pontotoc needs a win next week, but a win by more than 7 points, that puts them in the playoffs as a #3 team. Of course, the coaches don't look at things like that. They don't like us even talking about stuff like that. But hey, us guys up here, we can talk about stuff like that, Mike.
Yeah, that's just being realistic. Pontotoc definitely needs a win here tonight. Need a good performance here. Be good to see the offense get on track, put some points up early here, give them a little bit of confidence, keep our defense off the field, give them a little bit of a break, so to speak. Been on the field a lot here lately in the last few weeks. Looking for a good game here tonight. The Warriors will receive the opening kickoff here to get this game started here momentarily. And I hope we have a great game here tonight.
Coming into the football game, we're about ready to start. Kicking off the football will be Tony Shannon, the 6'1", 220-pound senior offensive lineman, is also the kicker. Back deep for the Warriors will be Dustin Robbins and also Marcus Thomas. Robbins standing somewhere around the 10. Also, Thomas standing somewhere around the 10. We're about ready to start play here on the campus of Nettleton High School. The officials have given the indication that we're ready to play, and all the preliminaries are out of the way, and Mr. Shannon is fixing to step into the football. Big Region 2 3A football game here tonight on the campus of Nettleton High School. The Warriors in desperate need of a win to put themselves back in the playoffs. I guess, Mike, it would be the first time in probably some 3 or 4 years. The kickoff is going to carry very, very short. I think that's James White who will receive it somewhere around the 27 and will be knocked off his feet somewhere around the 34-yard line. Making the tackle for the Nettleton Tigers was Marcus Mack. Marcus Mack, a 5'7", 160-pound senior defensive, I think that may have been Fields. Fields, and also making the tackle was also Derek Boland, 5'7", 195-pound junior. The Warriors will set up shop, first down and 10 from their own 34-yard line on their first initial possession of the game. They'll have James White, who'll be the fullback. We'll have Marcus Thomas in the wingback position. He'll be in motion. They'll give it to him in motion going around the right side. Thomas with a little bit of running room. He's at the 35. Nice cut back at the around midfield. He's off to the races and will be knocked down somewhere around the 27-yard line. He almost broke that one, Mike.
He really did. Nice job that time by Marcus Thomas of getting the corner, eluding the first tackler, picking up big yardage across the 50-yard line all the way down the field to approximately the 30-yard line, maybe inside the 30-yard line. And just a great job of running that time by Marcus Thomas.
Indeed it is. First down and 10 yards to go from the, just somewhere around the, it looks like I'm really confused here, somewhere around the 27, 26-yard line, maybe 28-yard line, as Pinson will call signals and will give it to James White on the belly series as he'll get down maybe for a very short pickup of 1. Should bring up a second down somewhere in the range of 9 yards to go for the first down. On the bottom of the stack was Marcus Adams. Man, Adams is a big kid. He's 6'3", 320 pounds. Pretty good sized young man there, Mike, making the tackle.
Yeah, he really was. 50 also in there making initial contact. Brian Smith there also for the Nettleton Tigers, putting Pontotoc in a second down long situation.
Again, Thomas will go in motion, a little cross butt action as they'll give it back on the inside give. And it looks like not getting much will again be Dustin Robbins. Robbins will be knocked down as he'll cross down maybe to around the 27-yard line. The Warriors will be third down and long here on the play, Mike. Not a lot of running room that time for Dustin.
Not anywhere to go that time. Be interesting to see what Pinson does with the ball here. Looks like he'll be under center. Hadn't seen the shotgun here on the first series here for Pontotoc.
Again, Pinson been throwing the football pretty well to my understanding. Again, giving the football to Marcus Thomas. Marcus is in big trouble and won't get much as he'll be knocked down somewhere around the 25-yard line. The Warriors really haven't done anything with it at all offensively after the first initial play by Marcus Thomas. Wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Robbins and his staff bring out Mr. Bass to connect, to try to connect on the long field goal, which should be somewhere around the 41-yard line, 31-yard line. This will make it a 41-yard kick out of the hold, it looks like, of, is that Tom? No, out of the hold of Pickett. Rob Pickett will be the young man that will be the holder. Bass connected from 43 yards last week against Fulton. The pass back is good. The kick is high enough, long enough. It looks good, and it is good. From 41 yards, that young man is just really, really impressive, Mike. Robert Bass is connected, and the Warriors lead by a score of 3-0, 9 minutes and 42 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. That young man just is going to be a special young player for somebody eventually.
He really is. Just a sophomore, very, very strong leg. Great to see Pontotoc with a true kicker again. Been a long time since we've had a true kicker at Pontotoc, but
I guess Ken Butler will probably be the last.
You're exactly right, and Robert Bass has been very impressive all year long, and look for great things to come from Robert Bass in days and weeks to come here for Warrior football.
Well, in years to come. He's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's impressive about him. Last year, the game that probably impressed me the most was in the I guess maybe the last game of the year, or next to the last game of the year against Corinth. He connected. He missed one that hit the goalpost, and then he connected on one, and the guys that were from Corinth were just absolutely amazed at the young man's leg. But he really, really is an impressive young man as far as kicking the football. He will step into the football. Again, it looks like they'll have Springer. Springer will be one man that's the young man that's awaiting the kick. The young man is very explosive, and also Antonio Hooks. The ball will carry long and deep, and it will be to Springer. Springer will be looking for running room up around the 25. One man to beat out here. Man, this young man is very elusive, and the Warriors are able to knock him down somewhere around the 34-yard line. Making the tackle, it looked like time for the Warriors, it looked like was Corey Walker. Corey Walker was a young man that knocked him down, but before he got somewhere around the 34-yard line, 33-yard line, pretty good return that time from Springer.
Yeah, Pontotoc's not going to be able to do the arm tackling here tonight against Springer. They're definitely going to have to hit him low and wrap him up and bring him to the ground here. Very, very good run that time by Springer on the return there, all the way up across the 30-yard line to almost the 35-yard line where Nettleton will set up shop.
Luke Atkins is a young man. This is a signal caller. Luke is a ninth grader from the shotgun. Will roll. He's a soft southpaw. Will look upfield under heavy pressure. The Warriors have a chance to knock him down back there, but he'll lose pressure. Looking upfield, throws the football back across his body. Pass intended out here to number 25. That is Thomas Riley. Pass will fall harmlessly to the ground. Second down and 10. From the 34-yard line, the Warriors did a pretty good job of containment that time on the quarterback.
Good pressure that time by the defensive front that time for Pontotoc. Good coverage on the play by Marcus Thomas with help over the top by Corey Walker, bringing up a second down and long situation. Good defense there to start the ball game for the Pontotoc Warriors.
Second down, 10 yards to go. A ball on the right hash. Atkins will be in at quarterback again. We'll have Springer, who will be the only running back who will be in the game. They'll give the football to Springer off left tackle, running hard. Will find the 42-yard line, a pickup of around 7-8 yards on the play. Will bring up a third down and a possession play, third and short here for the Nettleton Tigers.
Neil Mays able to upend him. About short of about maybe 3 yards to go here for the first down, putting Pontotoc defense in a situation here of needing to hold to try to get the ball back here. Nice job of running that time by Springer. Good hard running again. Looks very, very strong here in the early goings here for Nettleton.
Again, Brian Smith, the center, will come over the football at the 43. Atkins will call signals from that point. We'll give the football to Springer off right tackle, and we'll be very close to first down country. It will depend on the spot. I think he may be a yard short. We'll just have to wait and see after they unpile this. But, Mike, I believe he's right at the marker, maybe a little bit shy, and maybe he does have it. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Great spot that time, no doubt about it.
He got the first down.
Very, very favorable spot in favor of Nettleton that time. Not exactly sure about that one, but nonetheless, first down yardage was given to the Nettleton Tigers. Pontotoc Warriors looking to keep the Nettleton Tigers in check here in the early goings.
Again, pretty good job of getting forward progress that time. Marcus Adams, the right guard out here, Mike. He is just absolutely huge. We talked about him on defense. Now you see him as the right guard. Again, they'll have Atkins, who will call the signals, a little waggle action, rolling left on the bootleg. Will throw the football deep up the field. Pass looks like it could be picked off by Thomas, and it will. Thomas will intercept the football. Pass was intended for Riley, and Thomas intercepted the football. He did the right thing. He caught it at the highest point that time. Marcus made a good play and intercepted the football at the 33-yard line.
Nice job of reacting that time by Marcus Thomas. Nice job of getting in front of the wide receiver, getting the ball at the highest point. Great fundamental interception that time by Marcus Thomas, giving the Pontotoc offense another chance here. Michael Pinson and crew on the field looking for points here in the first quarter of play.
You know, Mike Pinson has really improved the last few games. They've really thrown the football again. They go with a little reverse action. Their big hole. I tell you what, he could be off to the races. Dustin Robbins, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Dustin to the 10, the 5. Dustin, great hole. He's in the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Pontotoc.
Nice job of a little misdirection that time. Faking the ball to Thomas on the sweep that time, and Dustin on the end around that time. Very, very, very good speed to the outside that time, and once he broke the line of scrimmage, it was a foot race, and Dustin Robbins wins at that time, giving Pontotoc 6 here in the first quarter of play at Nettleton.
Man, there was a huge hole they could run through off left tackle that Mike, as slow as I am, I could have got through. I probably wouldn't have gone very far, but I believe they could have gotten through that hole. But still, they faked the same play they scored the touchdown on with Thomas and gave the football on the reverse to Robbins, and he got in the end zone from some 65. I guess I don't know exactly how far away he was, but the kick is high enough, it's long enough, and it's good from Robert Bass with somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 minutes and 43 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. The Warriors 10. The Tigers nothing. We'll be back after these messages from our local sponsors. Quite frankly, we talked about it a couple minutes ago. They scored on the same play. Actually, they made the big play off of. They faked the play and gave the football to Robbins off left tackle. and Robbins did a good job of getting the end zone. The Warriors have a nice 10-0 lead here to start the football game. Bass will kick the football very deep. It looks like it will be to Hooks. Hooks will bring it out somewhere around the 3. We'll get up to around the 20, and we'll be knocked down at that point. Pickett, along with look like maybe making also the play for the Warriors, may have been Lynn Tudor, maybe Dietrich Clark, and a host of young men that were there. Mike, maybe you were able to get more of it. And I mean, you both don't have great angles, but unfortunately, Jeff, who is doing the camera, we hope that we got the touchdown a couple minutes ago. He's not able to tell for sure. Really not having a lot of success. We're in a little room that's about, well, I don't want to tell you how small it is, but it's not very big. Not very big. Again, Atkins will bring this football team to the line of scrimmage. First down, 10 yards to go from their own, somewhere around the 20-yard line from the shotgun. Actually, Springer will give the football from the shotgun off left tackle, and they will give it to, looks like Nico Fields. And actually, they say it's Omar Adams, but they have Nico Fields listed in the program. That's a young man that runs the football off left tackle. Not much. Maybe lost 3, maybe 4 on the play. Pretty good job that time by the Warrior defensive line.
Yeah, that was Jason Vassar coming in that time, number 7 for the Warriors, with a nice defensive play that time from his outside linebacker position that time. A good play that time. Good job of reacting to the ball. As you mentioned, looked like Springer is in at quarterback this series for Nettleton.
They have twins to the right. That is Fields and also Hooks. They'll run the same play. Actually, Springer on the bootleg option back to the right side. Has running room across the 30. Young man is off to the races. Marcus Thomas makes the play, though, around the 43-yard line. I tell you what, the guy that made the I mean, you got to give the young man credit for making a nice play. When you see Springer getting the open field right there, man, I tell you what, it's very scary. But the young man that actually made him turn it back in like that time for the Warriors was Corey Walker. And if he didn't, maybe that young man may be in the end zone right now.
You're exactly right. Pickett had a shot at him at about the 30-yard line, but unable to bring him to the ground. Picking up big yardage to the outside was Springer. Nice job of Marcus Thomas coming all the way from the other side of the field to make the tackle, but nonetheless, huge gain that time by the Nettleton Tiger offense.
Pickup of 27 on the play as Springer will stay in the gun as Atkins is back on the sidelines. Actually, they have Atkins out here as a wide receiver, split wide to the right. Also have Hooks split wide to the left. Have Fields as the, actually Adams as the only fullback, halfback, as he'll run Springer again off right tackle. Springer will get another first down as he'll cross down the 45 to around the 43-yard line. And Springer, it kind of reminds me back to the Mississippi State-South Carolina football game. They put the quarterback in the shotgun and just said, here you go, big fella, just go get it for us.
That's exactly right. That's what they're doing right now, giving him the option to give the ball to his back or keep the ball himself, and he's doing a very, very good job on this drive here, driving it right down Pontotoc's throat. Somebody from Pontotoc needs to come up with a big play here.
Brian Smith, the center again from the shotgun. It'll be Springer. Springer will give the football again to Adams, and Adams will cross from the cross to around the 37-yard line. A pickup of somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 or 4, and a pretty good first down play for the Nettleton Tigers. Something that's kind of a tidbit of information that I found very interesting a couple weeks ago, Mike, when I did the Houston Nettleton game, or we attempted to do the Houston Nettleton game before the rain got us out of whack there. The two young men, Terrell Harrell and Antoine Harrell, very fine players from Houston, are both their first cousins. Springer and them are all first cousins. Pretty nice lineage of football in that family. Running back across the grain again, Springer. Springer looking for to get down inside the 20, and the Warriors run him out of bounds somewhere around the 11. And there's a late hit at the end of the play as well. They're going to be half the distance to the goal. Somebody from Pontotoc's going to need to step up and make a play on this young man, or he's going to absolutely get the football in the end zone in a couple plays.
You're exactly right. Just a good job of running the ball hard, a lot of determination. Pontotoc with no answer this far in this game for Springer. He's been very, very, very effective here in the early goings here. This drive from the quarterback position, Pontotoc defense definitely has to find the answer here, but is unable to do so here on this drive here, and late hit tacked on to the end of the run, going to put them very, very close to the 7-yard line here maybe, and Pontotoc definitely has to step up here, or we're going to have a new ball game here in a matter of a few seconds.
Vassar and Walker will check out of the game as the Warriors will bring in a host of new linebackers. First down, goal to go from the 7-yard line, as it looks like that Springer, I don't know if Springer will stay in the game as a quarterback. They actually have Atkins. They have split him wide to the left. Adams will be the only halfback in the game. They have trips to the right. as they will run the football again off tackle, and Springer's going to get in the end zone for the touchdown. Springer off right tackle will find the end zone for 6 points, and the Warriors have allowed Nettleton to climb right back in the football game on the strength of about an 80-yard drive, and basically it was all Kennard Springer.
You're exactly right. That time, just a great job of taking the ball right to Pontotoc, going right at the strength of Pontotoc's defense. Off tackle, just taking the ball right down the field was Kennard Springer, and we have a new ball game here as 6 points are put up quick here by this Nettleton Tiger offense, waiting the extra point try.
Tony Shannon waiting to kick the extra point out of the hole to Kennard Springer. The kick is up, and it's no good. Absolutely missed that, as the Warriors actually got pretty good pressure, like Marcus Thomas and Dietrich Clark both were able to get pressure on the kicker and to make him kind of alter some of the things maybe that he wanted to do. Nonetheless, the Nettleton Tigers have put their first initial points of the night on the scoreboard with 5 minutes and 33 seconds left to go here before the end of the first quarter. Mike, I think you have some sponsors you want to go with us. If you don't mind, you might want to have this a good time to get those guys in.
First National Bank with 2 locations to serve you. Edward Jones, Kyle Eubanks, a representative in the Pontotoc office. Russell Oil Company on Reynolds Street, Don and Ellen Russell, proud sponsors of Warrior football. 84 Lumber Company on Highway 15 North. Jackson Implement Company, our local John Deere dealership. Montgomery Drugs on 15 North. Stegall Ford Incorporated, Mi Pueblo Mexican Restaurant located behind the Pizza Hut in Pontotoc. Pontotoc Electric Power Association, Piggly Wiggly, Adair Carpets on President Street in Tupelo, MedMart Home Care, locally owned and operated by Tommy Butler, JB's Quick Stop at the intersection of 9 and 15, Treasures Furniture, Kirk's Grill, and Custom Auto Accessories of Houston, all proud sponsors of Pontotoc Warrior football here tonight from Nettleton.
Robbins and Thomas will be deep. A couple minutes ago, Shannon didn't connect with the football at all, and actually the ball went to James White, one of the upbacks. So we'll just have to wait and see if he's able to get off a better kick this time, as he will step into the football. 5 minutes, 33 seconds left to go here in the first initial quarter of the football game. The Warriors leading by a score of 10-6. The Tigers off the strength of Kennard Springer's 6-yard touchdown runner back in the football game. However, the ball will carry down to Robbins somewhere around the 15. Robbins will look for running room, will get up to around the 40, still on his feet, and will find the 47-yard line. Pretty good return that time from Dustin Robbins.
Nice job of setting up a wall in the middle of the field that time by the return team for Pontotoc, giving Robbins a big lane to run down. Nice job of following his blocks all the way up. Getting close to midfield, brought down on about the 47-yard line, where Pontotoc offense will set up shop here, looking to put more points on the board here, as Michael Pinson appears to be the quarterback of choice here tonight for Dennis Robbins and crew here in the early goings of this ball game.
They'll send Robbins in motion. We'll give the football a little crossbutt action here to Thomas. Thomas needs to get outside. He does. 45-40. He's on the sidelines. 35-30. Needs to beat one man. Does. 25-15-10. 5 touchdown. Marcus Thomas is in the end zone. Very quickly, the Warriors get back those points they lost just a couple of minutes ago from the legs of Marcus Thomas.
Number 1 for both teams, showing that they can run the ball here in this first quarter of play. Kennard Springer, along with Marcus Thomas for the Warriors, definitely running the ball hard here in the early goings here of this ball game. And Pontotoc putting 6 back on the board quick, making the ball game a 10-point game at this point here, as Pontotoc awaiting the extra point out of the Robert Bass leg here out of Pickett's hold.
Robert Bass will attempt the extra point from Pickett, the holder. The kick is high enough, it's long enough, and it's true. With 5 minutes, 14 seconds left to go here before the end of the first quarter, the teams are lighting up the scoreboard. Pontotoc 17, Nettleton 6. We'll be back after these messages from our local sponsor. The 53-yard touchdown run by Marcus Thomas. The Warriors have asserted themselves again. Mike 17-6, and Robert Bass will kick off again deep to Hooks and also Springer. Hooks will be on the left hash actually from Bass, and of course Springer will be on the right. It's going to carry long. It looks like that's going to be Springer somewhere around the 10. Springer looking for running room. Pretty good play right there by the Warrior special teams. Making the play was Vassar, if I'm not mistaken. that made the play. Actually, that was Corey Walker. Walker's made 2 or 3 pretty good plays here in the first half.
Yeah, he had. He's a real scrappy young man there from the safety position this year. He's made several big tackles, and that time a nice job on special teams by Corey Walker that time. And will it be interesting to see how Pontotoc defense adjusts after being really hit hard that time by Kennard Springer on the last set of downs there by Nettleton. Be interesting to see how Pontotoc rises up here defensively. Been very, very effective all year.
Be interesting to see if the Warriors make the proper adjustments again. They will go back to Atkins, who will have Springer and also Adams back as his 2 running backs. Will roll back to the left. In a little bit of trouble, we'll look upfield and will actually be brought down to the earth. We'll be losing somewhere in the neighborhood around 4 or 5 on the play. And actually, I'm going to be honest with you, Mike. That young man is awfully young. He's just a 9th grader, but that's a freshman mistake that young man just made in the football game right there.
You're exactly right. That time, Jason Vassar again putting a lot of pressure on him that time, able to bring him down for a pretty good size loss that time. Ball back looks to be, I don't know, about the 16-yard line where it'll be spotted that time, and Pontotoc defense that time, just nice job of coverage, but as you said, just a freshman mistake that time by their young quarterback.
Smith will come over the football somewhere around the 18, I think. That Atkins is in the football game again. Springer will be the only tailback. We'll call signals from that point. We'll toss sweep to the right. They're going to throw it. It's wide open on the halfback option. Is Hooks, and the pass is intercepted. Looks like the pass. Well, I'll be honest with you. I think it was intercepted. That's Walker. Walker bringing the football back 20-15, not down around the 18-yard line. I thought that was intercepted. I tell you what, that was a heck of a play by that young man as he was able to pick up the football on the halfback option.
The Nettleton coach is not very happy with the call on the field. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to stand or not, but I think they're going to rule this as an interception. Looked as maybe the ball bounced off of the Nettleton offensive player right into the hands, but very, very controversial call here. But Pontotoc has gotten the ball here. And if Pontotoc can snap the ball right here pretty quick and get this play going, it'll stand. And Pontotoc with a nice interception that time by Corey Walker once again, but coming up big early in this game.
Again, they'll just roll to the right. Pinson has his wide receiver wide open in the corner of the end zone. And I think I'm not able to see who that is. It catches the football. Maybe Dustin Robbins. Man, I tell you what, just a great play that time. A little bit of a half roll that time from Pinson. Found his receiver, Robbins, on a little bit of a hook, a little bit of a pattern out on the little sideline pattern. Not actually a sideline pattern, a little quick hook pattern. The Warriors have scored 24-6, pending the 23-6, pending the extra point here from Robert Bass. I think he's going to make it. He's always made them all year long. I guess that's why I already anticipated it was 24-6. But you're right, the Nettleton coaching staff not very happy with the call. I'm going to watch the monitor. I can almost see it better than I can through that glass. As Pickett will wait the pass back from center as the kick is high enough, long enough, and it's good again. And with 3 minutes and 57 seconds, I'm sure of one thing. This is probably the best point total the Warriors have probably put on the scoreboard in the first quarter of any football game this year. A pretty good offensive output here from the Warriors here in the first 9-10 minutes of this contest.
You're exactly right. A big turn of events that time right there. Nettleton a little shook up on the sidelines that time after the interception was made that time by Corey Walker. The defense caught sleeping there. Nice play call there from the sideline by the Warriors to catch their defensive back sneaking Robbins out there on a little hook pattern, and 6 points on the board quick there. Robert Bass with another nice job of converting the extra point, putting Pontotoc in the driver's seat.
Well, let's be honest about one thing. I tell you what, Nettleton had caught Pontotoc sleeping on the halfback pass because Hooks was wide open. And if he throws the football with any air under, I tell you what, that young man scores because somebody had blown a coverage. And I think that the cornerback had bit and was coming up to make the tackle on Springer. And Springer had if he throws the football to the right spot, I tell you what, we have 6 points, and it's a 17-14 game. You're right, Mike. That's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of around an 18-point swing because the Warriors went from being they're up 24-6 right now to where it possibly could be only a three-point ball game.
You're exactly right. That time Robert Bass did bite. He was coming up to try to get Springer, but nonetheless, interception. Big turn of events that time for Pontotoc.
Kick will go in and out of the hands of Hooks. It will be a touchback, and Nettleton will take over first down, 10 yards to go from their own 20-yard line. You're right, Mike. I tell you, if he connects on that pass, instead of it being 24-6 right now, we're setting with a 17-13 game. If they go for the conversion at 17-12 with the scoring, they go for 2, possibly 17-14. So you're right, man. Instead of this being a 3-point football game, now it's an 18-point football game, a 15-point swing to say the least, if nothing at all. First down, 10 yards to go for Nettleton at their own 20-yard line. Again, Springer will be back in the football game. The gun will give the football again to Adams off left tackle. Not much at all. Making one heck of a stop. It looked like, again, for the Warriors, may have been Vassar. I may be wrong, but Vassar really there to make a big play.
You're exactly right. A little help that time by Corey Walker. Kerry and Corey Walker, brothers on this Warrior defense, been very, very strong from a defensive standpoint here tonight. Pontotoc defense reacting well that time. Vassar did lead the way, and Vassar has put together a nice job here tonight for this Warrior defense, putting about a 2nd and 9 situation here for the Nettleton Tigers.
They'll have Hook split wide to the right. They'll have Riley, who will be in the slot to the left. Will look upfield and try to throw the football here to Adams, and the pass will fall harmless to the ground. Pretty good coverage out here from Pickett. Real quickly, I want to add something, Mike, before we get to the next play. Had an opportunity last Thursday night to watch Itawamba Northeast play, and the reason why I want to say something about that, a young man from Pontotoc that played in the football game I was very, very impressed with. Of course, I was always impressed with him when he was in high school, was Tremaine Bryson, and Tremaine played awfully well in that football game, was very instrumental defensively for Itawamba winning the football game, and just want to say kudos to that young man. I don't know, he's a sophomore. Somebody needs to pick up the young man because he's really, really playing well in his sophomore campaign at Itawamba. Third down, 9 yards to go. We'll throw the football upfield to Hooks, and the pass will be complete for the first down. And so he'll get up to around the 34-yard line. Went back. I thought he was going to lose his first down for a minute. Still first down, 10 yards to go from their own 34.
Nice job of delivering the ball that time by Adkins that time. Nice job of catching the ball after the ball right there in his hands. He just looked like he might have slipped trying to make a cutback that time. Looked like he could have had a few more yards than he did that time. Pontotoc defense just not very good coverage that time.
Again, they'll be for the first time tonight. They'll have Adams, who will be the fullback, and Springer will dot the I. Springer off right tackle. We'll get up to around the 37-yard line, a pickup of around 3. First time the Nettleton Tigers have gone from the classic power I that time. They went to actually not the power I, but from the I that time and gave the football to Springer. Will be a pickup of 3 on the play, Mike. 2nd down and 7. You know, it seemed like they were moving the football much more efficiently when they had Springer in the football game, just in the shotgun, just kind of winging it himself.
You're exactly right. Had a lot of options that he could keep the ball himself or give it to someone else. A little bit more mobile, it looked like, when he was there. A little bit of illegal procedure that time from Nettleton. Looked
like the quarterback was coming out of his stance to waiting for the snap back from center, just a little bit quick from the shotgun, and will be guilty of the infraction. Actually, they called it on the Warriors. That's kind of maybe I missed something. They have lined up offside. I don't know. We don't care. It's just one of those things. We missed that one.
We really did. I'm not exactly sure who lined up offside, but nonetheless, offside's called. Paul, back to what you said about Fryson a while ago. We've got his brother on the squad for Pontotoc now, 31. He's just a 10th grader, 180 pounds. His brother, they say he could be another Tremaine and run the ball hard for Warriors in the days to come.
Again, they'll look upfield, throw the fly pattern out here to Springer. Excuse me, not to Springer, but that is Hooks out here on the left sideline. Actually, I think that may be Javon Harris. And the ball just goes right through his hands. He should have caught that football, quite frankly, and it will be a incompletion. Should bring up a 3rd down. Pretty good play call that time from Coach Cantrell and his staff, going for the big play there on 2nd and short. You have a waste down. You still have an opportunity to pick up the 1st down here on 3rd down.
Marcus Thomas that time just caught napping that time, and Harris got behind him, and could have been a big play that time by Nettleton.
Again, Adams will get the football on the little. Actually, he fumbles the football. I think the Warriors have regained possession of the football. The young man not able to hang on to the football. I know Coach Cantrell's a young coach, he's a new coach here at Nettleton. I went to school with him. A very nice guy. Talked to him before the football game, and I'm sure they're very young. I noticed some of their players are very, very young. If you walk by them, they look young. I may go with the old girl the girl I brought to the dance for a little while and stay with Springer until they stop me. And maybe I'm wrong about that, but the Warriors showed no way of stopping that young man, and they've kind of quit going to that well. Again, they'll have James White will get the football off left tackle, and they'll just blow everything dead somewhere around the 44-yard line, and maybe a pickup of 2 on the belly series. But still, man, Springer was running the football with authority, and the Warriors really had no way of stopping it, and all of a sudden they just go away from everything that's working.
You're exactly right, Paul. No way to explain that except Pontotoc defense came up with a big play that time. Neil Mays made the recovery, giving Pontotoc new life.
Again, they'll give the football to Thomas on the little end around, and Thomas won't find much as he'll probably get down to around the 43-yard line. Maybe a pickup of 2 on the play. Real quickly, I want to make a couple comments. If I could, haven't done a Pontotoc game in a while, but still, you always have to be impressed and pleased because the Warrior offensive line, Mickey Ward, Jonathan Crenshaw, a lot of those young men are really, really playing better as the year gets longer. They've kind of stepped up their games a little bit. The Warriors are a little bit better on the offensive forward wall than they were at the first of the season.
You're exactly right. Paul Bailey and several other ones have really stepped in and plugged up the offensive line and been very, very effective all the last couple games here for Pontotoc.
Throw the football to Marcus Thomas. Marcus Thomas on a little kind of a little bit of a delayed route will catch the football and will go in the end zone again from some 44 yards out. Nice little design play that time from Coach Robbins and his staff. And I tell you what, since they've gone to this new formation they have with Pinson throwing the football, the Warriors have been very, very effective offensively.
Yeah, they've looked very, very sharp here tonight. Coach Robbins and staff done a very good job, it looks like, this week of getting them ready to play big game here tonight. As we mentioned in the pregame, Pontotoc needed to come in with a good effort here tonight and to put up some points, and they've done so far.
Robert Bass again will come into the football game. He's been a very busy young man here in the first quarter. With 13 seconds left to go, will attempt another extra point. The kick is high enough, long enough, and it's true. With 13 seconds left to go before the end of the first quarter, this game has changed very, very quickly. The Warriors now lead by a score of 31-6. There's a timeout on the field. We'll be back after these messages from our local sponsors. 31-6. I keep wanting to say 13. I guess I want to turn the numbers around. The Warriors 31, Nettleton 6, and quite frankly, they're talking about ordering a pizza next door. Guys, I don't know what's up with that. We still have 3 quarters of football here to play, but still, nonetheless, the Warriors awfully impressive here in the first quarter, moving the football pretty much at will. Lead 31-6 here, with 13 seconds left to go before the end of the first quarter. Again, Bass will step into the football, will carry long, high, and deep. It looks like that will be intended for Hooks. Hooks will let it go over his head and in and out of the end zone. That's where the Tigers will set up shop. Again, first down and 10. And Mike, real quickly, I want to point something out. Something that can be a very big weapon for a football team like Mr. Bass there is when a young man is able to kick the football deep and to the end zone, and you make a football team set up shop first and 10 their own 20-yard line, that eliminates any cheap score the team can get if he's able to do that consistently. That's something that Bass does bring to the table for a football team.
You're exactly right. And Nettleton with a very, very strong returner in Kennard Springer. It's great to have the luxury of a good kicker that can put the ball in the end zone, as you mentioned, and give the offense a starting position of the 20.
Luke Atkins will throw the football upfield. Pass will be picked off by Marcus Thomas. Actually dropped the football, but man, what a great effort from that young man. Almost made a heck of a play.
He really did. That time it looked like he had the ball, but just unable to corral it was Marcus Thomas. And Pontotoc defense playing well here at the latter stages here of the first quarter of play.
They have played much better after that one drive, but still, I still have to ask, you know, why did they quit running the quarterback from the shotgun? I'm glad they did for our sakes, but still, quite frankly, they're going back to it now. Springer back in the shotgun formation will run the football again off right tackle. Nice spin move, but now the Warriors defend it pretty well. Making again the play for the Warriors, I believe, was Vassar that made the tackle. It knocked him down around the somewhere around the 23-yard line. It will be third down and long when we come back. We played one. At the end of one quarter, the Warriors lead by a score of 31-6. As we're back in the clear view, that's what we're under the. Jeff was telling me a couple minutes ago because it's kind of been blocked by this glass. I don't know if you can see it. I'm tapping on it right here. You can see my hand. We're right here on it. Tell you what, Mike, I know you can't see. You've been watching the monitor to see what's happening. I'm kind of glimpsing out of one one eye's on the field, one eye's on the monitor again. Again, Atkins will look upfield, and that young man is just having all kind of trouble. His protection breaks down as he will get up to somewhere around the maybe the 25-yard line, and will be knocked down actually way short of the 25-yard line, around the 21. And I don't know what the coaching staff from Nettleton's thinking. Well, I can't say that, but I understand they're wanting to get this young man a lot of experience, but. Man, I tell you what, he just seems awfully confused back there. When they roll him out, he never seems to look to be throwing the football up the field or moving up the football field. He keeps going laterally, and these guys are fast enough. When you're a ninth grader, they're going to catch you sooner or later when you're running the football laterally like that.
You're exactly right, Paul. I have to agree with you. Very, very puzzling why they got away from Springer, but nonetheless had to punt the ball away, and Marcus Thomas elects to let it hit the ground and roll.
Springer will actually, after the roll, get a pretty good kick as the ball will roll down around the 30-yard line. Marcus really and truly looked like I thought he was going to field that football for a few minutes and pick it up and have an opportunity maybe to get a return, get bounded on him a little bit. Probably made the right decision by not trying to pick it up. Nonetheless, the Warriors will set up shop, first down, 10 yards to go, somewhere around the 31-yard line. And, that you're right. This is something to build on. Let's start talking a little bit about what it's going to take for the Warriors to be successful. Next week, I've had a chance to see the Houston Hilltoppers play 2 or 3 times. I know this game's still early, but nonetheless, that's a game that's going to be big as far as seedings is concerned. As they'll run the football off right tackle here with Thomas. Thomas will get up to around the 34-yard line to pick up of 3. Houston very multi-dimensional on offense, Mike. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to see them play. They run basically that wing ball, wing tee offense is what Dunn likes to call it, and they run a lot of misdirection, and they have 2 or 3 pretty good athletes. R.J. Patterson, a great athlete that they run at one wing back position. They have Terrell Harrell and also Antoine Harrell, 2 or 3 guys that can really run the football. Probably will be maybe the most multi-talented, they'll give the ball to Robbins off left tackle. Robbins will get up to somewhere around the 38-yard line, maybe the best offensive football team that the Warriors have faced all season.
It should be very interesting. You know Houston real well. I know Pontotoc real well, and I'm going to say it'll be a great game. Be Pontotoc's benefit playing in the Hollow next week at Pontotoc. Should be a good crowd on hand next Friday night at Pontotoc. Last home game of the year. Be a senior night at Pontotoc. Be a lot of emotions there next Friday night, and should be very, very interesting game.
3rd down and 3. Dustin Robbins now playing quarterback. Fumbles it, gets it back, and now maybe he didn't fumble it, maybe just lost control. I don't know exactly what happened, but still, nonetheless, will not register first down country as it'll be knocked down somewhere around the line of scrimmage. I think it will be. I think it's probably one of the most entertaining football games that the Warriors will have played all season long. Both teams, it's a very interesting matchup. Houston likes to run the football and likes to throw it with Terrell Harrell from that wing T formation. They're very successful doing so. Pontotoc strengthens their defense. They like to play smash mouth defense with you and pursue the football. Should be a lot of fun to watch that football game. The Warriors, 4th down and 1, are going to go for it with Robbins, the quarterback. Again, we'll call signals. I think Nettleton jumps off sides, and the Warriors will get the first down the easy way. Good job on the nice hit, nice hard count that time by Dustin Robbins of being patient and forcing the young defensive tackle to go across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice job that time with Dustin Robbins of the signal calling that time, making 50 that time. Mr. Smith for the Nettleton defense, jump off sides, and Pontotoc helped out along the way that time by the penalty bug that got a hold to Nettleton that time in a very, very crucial point there, giving Pinson another chance here with the Warrior offense.
They'll have Thomas who will be in the slot to the left. Pinson will be in the shotgun. We'll look upfield. We'll throw the little quick slant. Passes picked up by Springer. Springer may be off to the races. Springer will make a move somewhere around the 30-yard line. Will lose his balance and will be knocked down at that point. I think that pass was just intended maybe out here for maybe Henry Miles, and it may have been overthrown.
He looked like he just side-armed it a little bit that time and sailed on him a little bit, and Miles was unable to come up with the ball. Springer that time was Johnny on the spot for the Tiger defense, giving the Tigers a great starting field position here with the ball resting inside the 35-yard line on about the 34-yard line.
Again, Jeff having problems with the mirror. As it looked like that time, it looked like they had Thomas in the slot to the left, and they ran him on the fly pattern and came with Miles on the, with Miles on the slant back, and he overthrew him. And the pass was intercepted when Springer just happened to be there where the ball came down at because he was covering Thomas. Unfortunately for the Warriors, a bad break. I guess fortunately for Nettleton, a good break. As again off left tackle, again running the football is Springer for the Tigers. Tigers for Nettleton maybe picked up 1 yard, as it will be second down. We'll call it somewhere in the neighborhood of around 9 yards to go from right around their own 33-yard line.
That time, Ryan White from his down lineman position there for the Warrior defense able to give Springer a little bit of trouble that time, and slipping to the ground was Springer, bringing up a 2nd down and 9 situation. Ball just inside the 35-yard line.
Atkins will throw the screen pattern here to Adams. Adams fumbles the football. Good play right there by Marcus Thomas. Actually, that's Rob Pickett. Rob Pickett separated the young man from the football. We'll just have to wait and see if the Warriors have got possession of this football. As it looked like that Rob really made a fine play on the football, and they do have possession of the football. You have to give that young man a lot of credit. He was Johnny on the spot and really put it on the young man in the flat out there on the little screen pattern.
Rob Pickett been very, very impressive all year long. Just a very, very gritty little young man for Pontotoc. Very, very good defensive play that time by Pickett, giving Pontotoc the ball back that time. After a turn of events that time, Pontotoc retained possession, getting the ball back on, it looked like about the 33-yard line.
Again, the Warriors will set up shop 1st and 10. They'll give it to Thomas. Thomas, who's in motion, will try to find the running room off right tackle. Won't find much. Maybe picked up a yard. Probably closer to no gain still. The Warriors very fortunate with the turnover a couple minutes ago. You're talking about Pickett a couple minutes ago, Mike. He really has been impressive all season. I go back to the very first football game of the season. I don't know if you were there at Ripley. It rained hard all night long, and he just absolutely tattooed a guy from Ripley on the crossing route late in the football game. That I was telling Bill at the time may have been the hit of the year that we'll have all season long. Again, Dustin Robbins will find the corner and will get up close to 1st down country. He'll be knocked down somewhere around the 43-yard line. We'll call it around the 42. Nice pickup on the play of about 7. Actually 6 or 7 will be probably a possession play. 3rd down, we'll call it maybe 2.5 yards to go for the 1st down.
Yeah, Rob Pickett, just one of those guys that you just love to have as a coach. Plays hard every play, gives you 110% every play, and if you could cage his spirit and determination into Dietrich Clark's body, you would not be able to contain him on the field. I guarantee you that.
They bring in Barry. Barry will be at 1 wingback position. Give the ball again off left tackle again. That is Dustin Robbins, and Dustin does a good job of finding 1st down yardage as he gets across. It looks like he got across the 1st down marker. He did get around the 1st down marker. Great effort that time on the left sideline.
That time just a nice job of knowing where the 1st down marker was and diving forward. Getting the 1st down yardage was Dustin Robbins, giving Pontotoc offense a little spark here as they pick up 1st down yardage after a little bit of a nice job that time by Nettleton of holding the Pontotoc offense in check for a few plays, but Pontotoc able to keep the drive alive.
Robbins will be in the wingback position as the Warriors are going to have flags everywhere. Look like that the left wing back that time. I don't think that's Thomas, and again that may be Barry that's still in the football game. Maybe came out of his stance just a little bit quick, and the Warriors will be guilty of the illegal procedure.
You're exactly right. I believe that will be the call. The left wing back did appear to move that time a little bit before the snap of the ball. Pontotoc done a very, very good job of staying away from the penalties here in the first half of play so far, as they do pick up a illegal procedure, it appears to be this time. But Pontotoc done a good job here of very disciplined.
Again, as that looks like that Nettleton has declined the penalty, as it will be second down and around 13 on the play. I don't blame them. I guess I would have too. They lost 4 on the play. As the Warriors will set up shop again, 2nd down, 14 yards to go from their own 40-yard line. We'll have Miles split wide to the right. Actually, that's J.J. Hester. As be wide to the right again, have Thomas in the slot to the right. We'll look upfield. Pass is complete out here to Dustin Robbins. Nice running room for Robbins, as Robbins will find 1st down country as he'll be down around the 40-yard line. Nice little job that time by the Warriors. Again, Mike, they had Hester lined out here to the right. Again, ran Thomas out here on the fly, kind of ran Hester on a little bit of a deep curl route. and then throw the football underneath in the same area with Robbins out here in the flat, and Robbins does a good job of running with the football after the play.
Yeah, nice job of catching the ball and running after the catch that time. Dustin Robbins, he's done a very good job, and him and Michael Pinson have been a very good little combination here for the Warriors in the first half of play here from Nettleton tonight, and Pontotoc showing some offensive power here tonight.
Again, Pinson will call signals, will send Robbins in motion, give it to him in the backfield. Good play. Good play that time from the Nettleton defensive back. That look, that was Jarvis Fields. Jarvis Fields did a pretty good job of upending him for about a 3-yard loss. Pretty good penetration that time from Fields.
You're exactly right. Good job there by Fields of getting across the line of scrimmage and tripping Robbins up before he was able to get his feet under him, so to speak, that time. And Pontotoc in a second down and long situation with the ball back to the 46-yard line.
A few minutes ago, they had that little clear-out route for Robbins. Again, they may go with something similar to that again, as they will send Thomas in motion. We'll give the football off tackle to James White, and James does a good job of just running over people and just won't go down, and will be knocked down somewhere around the 35, maybe 34-yard line. Young man who transferred here from Millington, Tennessee a couple years ago, running hard and picks up very good yardage on 2nd and long.
Just low to the ground running. Good job of keeping your legs moving after the first initial hit, spinning off the first two defenders that time, and able to get up across the 40-yard line to about the 37-yard line, giving Pontotoc a 3rd down situation here, about 4 to go.
3rd down, we'll call it 4.5 yards to go for the 1st down. We'll give it to Thomas off right tackle. Thomas needs a block, gets it, makes a night. We'll have a penalty here. I don't know if that's going to be the mask or not, but it looked like it should have been. That's indeed going to be the call. I tell you, though, we did get the mask penalty, but more importantly to me, the thing that was impressive about that play was the way that Thomas read his blocker that time and read his block and did a good job of making the cutback off that block, Mike.
Nice job by 63 that time for the Warriors, being Paul Bailey coming from his lineman position out leading the way that time, and a nice job, as you mentioned, just following your block that time was Marcus Thomas, face masked by Kennard Springer for Nettleton that time, but they called holding is the call on the field.
They called holding. I guess we both missed enough. That's 2 we've missed, Mike. Maybe we should go home. We haven't been very effective with our officiating. Unfortunately, we're not the guys that are getting paid to do that right now. If we were, we would be calling something else. But still, nonetheless, it may have not been a face mask. It just looked like it was thrown in the direction that it should have been a mask, because that's where it was thrown from. Usually when that guy throws it, it's usually not him that throws the holding penalty. It's usually the umpire.
I believe they missed 2 calls. I believe we were correct calling the ball from up here. Very, very obvious face mask that time. Thomas slung to the ground by the face mask by Kennard Springer, but nonetheless, holding was called.
From the shotgun again, Hester wide to the right. We'll have Thomas in the slot. We'll throw it upfield again to pass will be incomplete, intended for Marcus Thomas out here on the left sideline on the fly pattern. Incomplete. We'll bring up a 4th down. 4th down, we'll call it somewhere in the neighborhood of around 7. And decision time for Coach Robbins and his staff. I'm sure they'll probably try to go for it out of Bass's range right here. Would be somewhere in the neighborhood around a 56-yard kick, a gargantuan effort by the young man would be needed. So nonetheless, I don't think they're going to punt it. Yes, they are maybe going to punt it instead of going for it. So the Warriors will bring in their pooch punting team and will try to punt the football. I'm sure that Thomas will they're going to try to kick the field goal, Mike. This is going to be unbelievably fun to watch. Will this young man get this one? If he does, as there is a timeout call by the Warriors, they're probably going to be guilty of the infraction. We're going to hold it here because I don't want to miss this kick. This one would be marked down around the 46-yard line, which would make it somewhere in the neighborhood of a 56-yard kick. And I'm going to go on record here, Mike. If he makes this will be a school record field goal. I don't know of anybody that has ever made a 56-yard field goal in Pontotoc High School history.
I'm not too sure. I remember when we were in high school, Ken kicked one from a long way one night, but I don't think it was 56 yards. I really don't. I think it was more in line of maybe 47 or 8 yards. Well, but I don't remember anything in the neighborhood of 56 yards.
Well, this young man has connected from 48 yards a couple of times. I know he connected on 48 against Ripley in the first football game in a driving rainstorm against them. And I know he's connected from 45, 43, and he's looked very good doing it. This is exciting when you have a young man that's a 10th grader that you have enough confidence in that you say, hey, let's go. Let's give him a shot and see if he can kick the football from somewhere in the neighborhood around 56 yards. That's a lot of confidence for somebody having a field goal kicker.
You're exactly right. It'd be a be a huge boost for this young man's confidence here if he could somehow or another kick this 56-yarder.
I don't think he needs much boost to his confidence. That young man's pretty confident that he can kick it anywhere on the field. Nonetheless, this will be a gargantuan effort as Pickett will be at the 46-yard line. And Bill Morgan, if he makes this one, I tell you what, we'll have a party, and we may order pizza now instead of at the end of the football game. The snout back is high enough; it's not going to make it at all. Springer's going to return that thing somewhere around the 15-yard line. As we're playing arena football here, get up somewhere around as we have flags everywhere. Somewhere around the 40-yard line.
If they miss this one, this may be the worst officiating of the year. It was a block in the back. We're going to see what they call, but it was definitely a block in the back. They hit Tayberry in the back, and we'll see what the call is. But this is going to be a chance here for them to redeem themselves, but we'll see what they call.
They got you. They got it this time. Still, nonetheless, Mike, the thing that was going to be interesting to me if they put a net on that field goal out there. I feel like we were watching the Tupelo Fire Ants play because he came back with a football just like they did in arena football that time. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, at that time, Robert Bass put in a situation where he had got to try a long field goal. Had nothing to lose that time. Be a big chance, but that time you have to give the coaches a lot of credit for having enough confidence in the gentleman to let him try.
But if you're Nettleton, still nonetheless, I guess if you have an athlete like Springer, it's worth the risk to have an opportunity to get his hands on the football. Still nonetheless, he really hurt his football team because they would have had the football somewhere around the 39-yard line, so it really worked out pretty good for the Warriors, almost like a pretty good punt, actually, after the penalty. Again, Atkins from the shotgun will throw the football upfield. Has a pretty nice arm. That ball should have been called, actually. He throws a very nice tight spiral. I can see why the coaches probably here from Nettleton probably have a lot of confidence in the young man. As a ninth grader, he looks pretty effective throwing the football. He just makes a lot of mistakes when protection breaks down. He rolls around the pocket, and protection breaks down. It looks like he gets a little bit of happy feet.
Javon Harris that time just missed the ball. It was right in his hands that time, just unable to catch the ball that time. And that's about the second or third ball that has been right on the money for this young quarterback that the receivers for Nettleton just unable to come up with. Pontotoc defense just in a situation here of trying to hold off this Nettleton offense.
Big hole for Adams off left tackle, and a good job of making a couple people miss and then breaking a tackle as Mays missed the tackle and had to be ran down in the secondary. Nice play by Marcus Thomas as he crossed over the 43-yard line. That's where they'll set up shop. First down, 10 yards to go for the Pontotoc Warriors, almost to halftime, 4 minutes, 15 seconds. I had to look out there to see what much time is left because I can't even see the clock. From where I'm at, I'm staring more at walls than I am at the football game. But still, nonetheless, first down, 10 yards to go from the 44-yard line. Now Atkins will be will be wide to the left, as they will have also in the slot to the left will be Burks, and they'll run off tackle again with Springer, and I tell you what a great effort and a great job that time by Rob Pickett, who just grabbed on to a piece of something, and a jersey or whatever he could hang on to, and brought him down to earth basically by himself. But still, nonetheless, that's what you're taught. Hang on to something, just hang on until friends arrive, and then more than several people can get him down. And Rob Pickett just stayed at home and made a great play.
Yeah, he really did. Outsized by about 40 pounds that time was Rob Pickett. But able just to bring Springer down, and Rob Pickett continuing to play well here for the Warrior defense here in the latter stages of the first half of play.
He's not real big though, but I think that Rob is just extremely strong though. I think he's a young man that's really worked out and got himself much stronger in the weight room. Great pressure up the middle. Pass will fall harmlessly to the ground, incomplete, as Dietrich Clark will field it on the one on the short hop. As it will bring up a third down and long. Coming through with pressure that time for the Warriors, I believe, was Neil Mays. Neil coming through with probably pressure from his linebacker position on the blitz. Did a pretty good job of getting pressure that time on the quarterback. It will bring up a third down. I think that Nettleton wants a timeout. We'll take it with them, and we'll be back after these messages from our local sponsors. 3 minutes, 6 seconds left to go here before halftime as we get a shot of the band getting ready for the halftime entertainment. Mike, we don't talk about them a lot, but Brian Gillentine and his staff, they really do an excellent job. And, you know, I tell people everywhere I go, of course, I'm a little bit of a homer. I'm from Pontotoc originally, so I'm awfully proud of this town. It's a great town to live in. It's a great town to be associated with, but there is no question anywhere there's not a better band, high school band in Northeast Mississippi, particularly in 3A, than this band. They do a great job year in, year out. Coach, and Brian Gillentine and staff do just a wonderful job. Atkins, again, will throw the football upfield. Pass will be intercepted again by Dustin Robbins, and Dustin has a lot of white shirts in front of him and a lot of green. And I tell you what, Mr. Adams is a young man that brings him down. He is an awfully, awfully big kid. Maybe one of the bigger kids that we've seen. The only kid I've seen that may be bigger, maybe Marcus Rowe. Marcus is about 6'6" and about 320. He's a defensive tackle at West Point, who's a junior, who has, in my opinion, has a great future. He's an incredible-looking athlete. I think you'll hear about him this time next year, Mike. But that's the second biggest kid I've seen this year. He's a big young man.
He really is, and just a junior. He's got another year here at Nettleton, and he might be the next Jason Ferguson. Who knows?
Seems to be a pretty good athlete. I mean, he's a pretty good-sized kid, but seems to move very, very well. Pontotoc will set up shop. First down and 10 from the only 35. Give the football to James White. White does a good job of getting up to somewhere around the 36-yard line, pick up a 4 on the play. Pretty good first down carry that time. Back to the band. We talked about them a couple minutes ago. We enjoy watching them week in, week out, and just do a great job, Mike. I know you're a Pontotoc graduate. And I know you've known for years that that's one thing that the Warriors take a great pride in.
Yeah, our band program is real strong all the way from 7th and 8th grade all the way up to our band that performs on Friday night here on the football field. Just a great job by Brian Gillentine and staff. Very, very entertaining.
Nice play is a little on the little waggle that time. Throw it out here to White as they get the football to him somewhere around the 27. Should be short of the first down by a couple. We'll bring up a third down. Third down, we'll call it 2. Third down and 2 yards to go from the 27-yard line. That time the Warriors have been very, very good offensively. The thing that I've noticed about them that I haven't seen them play in many weeks now, the thing that they're doing to me that's impressive, they have a lot of imagination on offense. They're doing a lot of things that are awfully exciting, getting the football to some playmakers. Again, man, Ryan White he just will not go down, and I believe he got the first down. Should have been knocked down for a loss, and the young man picked up first down country.
He's just very, very strong in his legs and very, very determined runner, and just able to bounce off the first 2 defenders that time and pick up first down yardage for the Warriors, and that was just all Mr. White right there with a nice job of running the ball there for Pontotoc.
First down, 10 yards to go. The line to make will be somewhere around the around the 14-yard line, as Pinson will be knocked down for a big loss as the Nettleton Tigers make a pretty good defense to stop. That's Jarvis Fields. And the Warriors, I believe, will ask for and receive a timeout. Let's just keep it here if we don't mind for a couple seconds, Mike. Let's talk about next week. Big game for the Warriors, big crowd. They need a big group of contingent folks of Warrior fans need to be in the stands next Friday night in a heated battle between Houston and Pontotoc, 2 schools that are not separated by a lot of territory. They haven't played each other in a long time on Highway 15, but that could be a battle.
You're exactly right. Every time that the Hilltoppers and the Warriors meet, it's always been battle. It was that way when I was in school in the late 80s. Pontotoc and Houston used to play each other tooth and nail every game. It seemed like that we used to play, and Pontotoc definitely will have to have a great effort next week on their home turf to pull off the victory next week. Should be very, very interesting. I know Bill Morgan's been looking toward this game ever since about the second. Since about the second week, he's been talking to me about it.
Trust me, for years. Not second week of this year, for years.
But nonetheless, I think Pontotoc will give them all they want next week.
It'll be a battle.
Some people are leaning toward Houston, but after the offensive spurt here tonight by the Warriors, a little bit of confidence going into next week, I think it'll be definitely an interesting ball game.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I've seen both teams play, and I think they're very, very evenly matched. I think it's going to be a heck of a contest between 2 good 3A football teams. One similarity between Houston and Pontotoc I see is the 2 fullbacks, as they have trips to the right. That will be Hester along with Thomas and also Robbins, as they'll throw the little middle screen here to the tight end, and that will be Logan, and Logan won't find much. The Warriors will hustle back to try to get back to line up. Third down, we'll call it somewhere in the neighborhood of around 23 yards to go. Around 50 seconds to go. Need to pick up at least 5 or 6 yards to get into field goal range for the field goal kicker. Again, we'll throw the ball a little quick slant pattern out here to Thomas. Thomas 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Touchdown. Pontotoc on a little bit of a quick cutter, on a little bit of a slant pattern that time again. Kind of a little bit of a look-in pattern, if you so to speak, to Marcus Thomas, and from somewhere in the neighborhood around 30, 35, 36 yards, that young man has his second. Well, I guess that's his third score of the night.
That time, just a nice job of letting the lane kind of clear out in the middle of the field, receiving the ball that time from Pinson, and Marcus Thomas just showing a burst of speed, getting into the end zone, breaking the backs of the Nettleton Tigers here in the first half of play.
Kick is high enough, long enough, and it's good. And I know Jeff's not able to get that on there at all. We apologize for that. I was watching it myself then, Jeff, but still, nonetheless, the kick did go through. Don't have a lot of room here for him to get the camera there. Still, trust me, fans, it went through. The Warriors lead by a score now of 38-6 with 40 seconds left to go here before halftime. And it's been a very nice offensive explosion here from the Warriors. You have some sponsors for us, Mike, that we can go over real quickly.
First National Bank in Pontotoc with 2 locations to serve you. Edward Jones, Kyle Eubanks, our local representative in Pontotoc. Russell Oil Company on Reynolds Street, Don and Ellen Russell, proud sponsors of Warrior football. 84 Lumber Company on 15 North, Jackson Implement Company on 15 North, Montgomery Drugs, Billy Montgomery and crew on 15 North, Stegall Ford on 15, Bypass, Mi Pueblo Mexican Restaurant behind the Pizza Hut in Pontotoc, Pontotoc Electric Power Association, Piggly Wiggly on Oxford Street, Adair Carpets on President Street in Tupelo, MedMart Home Care, JB's Incorporated, Treasure Furniture, Kirk's Grill, and Custom Auto Accessories of Houston, all proud sponsors of Pontotoc Warrior football.
As Bass will just kick the squibbers, it will go down somewhere around the 20-yard line. That will fall at that point. They'll have to cover it up, and the Warriors almost get the football, but still the Tigers are able to pounce on the football. Thank those fine people for helping us make Pontotoc High School Warrior football action to you courtesy tonight on TV 7, TV 34. Not only do we thank those folks, go by, do business with them, because without them we wouldn't be able to bring Pontotoc Warrior football to you. A shade under 35 seconds, actually 37 seconds to go here before halftime. The Warriors in firm command of this one. 38-6 is your score, with just a few ticks left of the clock before the halftime intermission. Again, the Tigers will still keep Atkins in the football game. And I believe they're just content to go to halftime. They're going to snap the football, looks like, and go to one knee. And that's what they indeed do, as he will just drop down to the earth somewhere around that point. It looks like both teams are content to go to halftime. That's exactly what I think we're going to have, as the clock is actually now it's rolling again, as it stopped momentarily. Dustin Robbins is playing a deep center field out here. I don't think he's going to get any action, but still, nonetheless, they have him back there for protection purposes. You don't want to see anything happen here before halftime. Stranger things that happen. I think about the Pasarchik play in any time before halftime. Remember back in the 80s, the Giants and the Eagles. This is a game that will never go away from me. So funny things can happen in football, so to speak, as Atkins will have to snap the football one more time. He will do so, and will go to one knee and throw the football back to the official. And quite frankly, it's been a very, very effective first half for the Warriors. The Warriors will take a 38-6 lead into the dressing room at the halftime intermission. Mike, very impressive first half here for the Warriors.
Yeah, Paul, Pontotoc not coming up with very much offense here in the early going of the year here, but found it against Caledonia earlier this year, and now put up some big numbers here in the first half. Be interesting to see what unfolds in the second half, as we are at halftime here from Nettleton.
38-6 is the score here at halftime. We're going to be entertained now by the Pontotoc High School Warrior Band. Should be awfully entertaining. Still going to be fun to see the Warriors. I'm sure in the second half we'll have an opportunity to play a lot of young people. Some folks that don't ordinarily get an opportunity to play probably will have an opportunity to see some action in the second half, Mike.
Yeah, maybe so. Paul, be nice. Be good to get some young kids in the game to get some game day experience. They put in their time and effort each week as to do the starters in practice, and be a great opportunity to get some of them some action here tonight.
Well, when you go through two-a-days just like anyone else go, we're going to raid this candy bar box if he's not careful over here by. He's going to give us one. Hey, I tell you what, 38-6 our score here at halftime. But nonetheless, when you go through two-a-days like these folks do, and of course these kids have to do that during the off season, of course, quite frankly, they have an opportunity and they deserve the opportunity to get a chance to play. And that's what the Warriors, I'm sure Coach Robbins and her staff will try to do in the second half. Mike, we're just going to watch the band here ourselves, enjoy this halftime entertainment. We'll be back with the second half kickoff after the band performance.
We hope you enjoy tonight's show.
I don't need all that caffeine until they do. Dr. Pepper just got this caffeine. Give me one of those twigs. Got a lot of power.
You sick?
Sounds just not. And this stuff at work, you get to take that, and that has been really.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do tonight when we get home. I go pick up my little girl. And after I pick up my little girl, I got to drive back to Bowie and start cleaning up my house.
I'm going to leave that.
Who's cleaning for it? I watch them, but we get all these chicken on the floor. See that trunk? She's hoping we're going to leave about 8 o'clock. But we're supposed to be all the way at 2 o'clock. And we're going to drive straight home. Sure, for the time we're driving from there.
tomorrow at Northeast Contest. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed the show.
I'm going to go over and watch the corn.
And we're about ready to start second half play after being very entertained by two outstanding bands. Not coach, you don't say you got a coach for a band director, but Brian Gillentine and his group did an awfully good job. I think Brian may actually have some ties to this area over here, if I'm not mistaken. There are a lot of Gillentines in this area, and Brian does a good job. And I tell you what, we were very entertained also by the Nettleton folks. Kind of brought us back to the 70s, and I thought that we were going to see Jeff get out there and put his disco shirt on and go out there on the field and do a little streaking for us, but, with his fever. But where's your Saturday night fever, Jeff? You're not going to do it for us tonight? It's Friday night. So Jeff said the fever they're going to show on TV 9 or Channel 9 out of Tupelo in a few minutes will be the only fever that he'll catch tonight unless he gets sick with a cold. Nonetheless, he did an awfully good job of dancing up here for us, Mike.
That's right.
Still
have to agree.
I tell you what. Well, one way or the other, that trusty Stats I know next door. He didn't like it. Won't call his name anyway. Chad Chisholm went over a couple of minutes ago, part of the coaching staff. Might tell us a little bit about what he gave to you.
I think the stats he gave us was like 180 plus yards on the ground and 123 in the air for a total of 304 yards total offense for the first half for Pontotoc. Very, very impressive on first half stats, and Pontotoc offensively definitely needed a half like that to give them a little bit of confidence going into next week to show them that they can put up points and put them up quickly as they did there in the early goings. First quarter was very impressive by Pontotoc.
Still, just kidding about Jeff. He's done here tonight, Mike. I want to make a statement real quickly, and I know it's very, very, very difficult. So there's going to be the young man from Nettleton doesn't. He may break this one all the way. He actually gets knocked down around the 45-yard line. The young man from Nettleton is hurt. We'll only hope that young man is okay, but still, nonetheless, I want to make a statement real quick about Jeff, Mike. He is really doing this under some very, very adverse conditions and doing a really, really fine job. And he's having to shake the camera and turn it almost toward us a couple of times and do whatever he can do to keep from getting this wind in the picture. And it's going to be on there some, folks. We do apologize, but he's doing an awfully good job. And I don't envy trying to do his job tonight. He's doing awfully well.
Yeah, he really is. We're not out in the elements, but in this press box here, we're on a little side room and not very much room here. And Jeff has done a fine job here tonight as Nettleton does have a player shaken up on the last play, but looks to appear to come off under his own power.
I think that is Derek Boland. Derek Boland, who is a 5'7", 195-pound junior offensive lineman. That time he was in on special teams as a young man that was hurt. He looks like he walks out under his own power and is okay. And the Nettleton Tigers will set up shop. First down, 10 yards to go from the 46-yard line. As the young man that will be in the game is still his quarterback is Atkins. Will give the football off right tackle and crossing into Pontotoc territory, maybe a step inside Pontotoc territory at around the 49-yard line is Springer. And that's how we'll start play here to start the second half. The Warriors leading by a score of 38-6. 38-6. The Warriors very, very crisp offensively in the first half. Marcus Thomas and also the quarterback Pinson and Dustin Robbins, all three had very, very fine halves also. But the offensive line really asserted themselves, and James White James White really ran the football hard between the tackles and also did a good job from that fullback position. From the shotgun, throw the little slant pattern out here to the wide receiver. That is Jarvis Fields, and Fields will find first down yardage as he'll cross inside the 40 to around the 37-yard line. Very nice first down play that time, or nice second down play to pick up the first down by Atkins. And I tell you what, that's one thing that the young man does well is we watch him throw the football. He throws a very nice tight spiral, and you can see some abilities with this young man as he looks like he's very poised. He could be an awfully good looking ninth grade quarterback as he'll bring this football to the line of scrimmage again. Actually, I think that will have him out in the backfield. Will try to look upfield. Protection will break down and just drops the football. That was a pretty good throw again. Pass was intended for Javon Harris, and Harris dropped the football. Wouldn't have gotten a lot of yardage, but still, nonetheless, young man should have caught the football. And again, Atkins throws the football pretty well. The young man does pretty well when he gets his feet set. He seems like he really struggles when he gets out of the pocket to me. And Mike, it may be, maybe just he may not be that way in practice, but seems to be that way from my own observations here in this football game.
Yeah, he stands in the pocket real well under no pressure. He holds the ball real high and throws a real tight spiral and little movement along the offensive line there before the play got started.
Again, we'll back them up 5 as they had Harris out here split wide to the left, and again they had Hooks split wide to the right, but nonetheless that'll back them up 5. That will penalize them from their line of scrimmage. We'll bring it to a second down somewhere in the neighborhood of around, oh goodness gracious, somewhere in the neighborhood around 15 yards to go for the first down. The line to make will be somewhere in the vicinity of around the 20, I'm going to say around the 27-yard line. I have a very, very difficult time seeing that marker, but still I think that's where the first down yardage or first down marker should be. Again, same 2 young men split wide to the left and right. Again, he moved from the shotgun formation, nothing called. He'll throw it out here in the flat. Pass will be incomplete. Young man came out of his stance just a little bit early from the quarterback position. Officials let that one slide.
You're exactly right, Paul. He did appear to move a little early that time, but no call on the play. Good pressure that time by number 5, Barry Logan. That time for the Warrior defense, putting Nettleton in a third down and long situation here to open up their first drive here of this second half of play.
Third down, 15 yards to go. Possession play here for the Nettleton Tigers. Again, he'll split wide to the left. That will be Harris. Again, wide to the right will be Hooks. We'll have Springer, and also it looks like Adams will be his halfbacks. We'll drop back in the pattern, getting good pressure up the middle. That is the pass is incomplete, intended out here to Springer. Getting good pressure that time, it looked like, from the Warriors was, I'm not sure, but I think it may have been Kendall Crum. Crum, that was a young man that made good penetration and got pressure along with Corey Walker. Nonetheless, the Tigers will be fourth down, 15 yards to go, and it looks like they may be going for it here on fourth down.
It does appear that they will go for it here, Paul. Big play here for Nettleton to try to keep this drive alive and keep the Warrior offense off the field.
Adams wide to the right, Hooks wide to the left. Again from the gun will be Atkins. Atkins will drop back in the pocket. Will look upfield. Pass will be oh goodness gracious! Should have been called, and a little bit zealous that time was Vassar. Vassar should have been flagged for that one. Still, he really tattooed him well after the play was over. But still, we'll take it first down, Warriors.
That time, Vassar just took it out on number 25. I'm sure the boy was a little disappointed for not catching the ball, but
Vassar added insult to injury, didn't he?
He really did. He tattooed him there, and Warriors do get the ball back here. Ball just across the 40-yard line, maybe the 38-yard line.
Again, in the backfield will be James White. James White with the carry. Tell you what, they got the mask that time. I don't know if you were able to see it. It looked like it to me. It looked like the big fella did, but still nothing called. That was, again, the big guy stacking everything up in there, Marcus Adams. And young man has quick feet, moves along the line of scrimmage pretty well. That's the young man I wish the Warriors had. We could use a guy like him.
He's big. He really is big, and just a junior, as we mentioned there in the first half of play. Another year to improve his skills, but nonetheless, very, very large man. That is Adams that time making the play there for Nettleton.
Again, they'll give the football to Dustin Robbins off left tackle. Nothing there. You know, he didn't make the tackle, but look who was there on the bottom of the stack. Actually, he didn't make the tackle. Wasn't the young man that tricked him up. But again, Adams there. Maturation process is going to be important for him over the next 8, 10, 11 months before next season starts. to put himself in a position. I don't know what kind of student the young man is, to catch some recruiters' eyes, whether it be JC level, whether it be small college or D1 level. I don't think he's D1 material, but still a young man that should be noticed by probably some junior college recruiters at least. Again, give the football out here to Marcus Thomas. Thomas will make the little cutback somewhere around the 46 and will be dragged down around the 49-yard line.
Looks to be well short of first down yardage, bringing up a punt situation here for Pontotoc to give Nettleton another chance to get their offensive unit here on the field, as looks like Springer will drop back to receive the Robbins punt.
I'd rather kick the football to Springer with a 38-6 lead than with it being a tight contest. However, still, this is a good opportunity. The Warriors can work on some things. Robbins needs to punt the football well over the next couple weeks. Gets off a pretty good kick this time. It's going to bounce somewhere around the 25, takes a good Warrior bounce, and will be knocked down. I tell you what, that ball may have been well, actually, I thought that Springer may have made a little bit of a boneheaded play there for a second. He almost touched the football. Came close, didn't he?
Coach's nightmare there. You teach them not to get around the ball unless they plan on catching it. And that time, Springer ran toward the ball and very, very close to hitting his ankle that time. But nonetheless, a good job of getting the ball off was Robbins that time and getting a good friendly roll that time, pinning the Tigers back and giving them a long field here to begin their second drive here of the second half.
Let me rephrase that, not boneheaded. I don't want to say that, but still, nonetheless, it's a play that a young man does not want to do, does not want to get in possession to make a play that could be detrimental to his football team. First down, 10 yards ago, Atkins will look upfield on the fly pattern, has his receiver out there, pass is dropped. It was a little bit thrown a little bit behind the receiver. He had to hold up a little bit for the play, but still another play that should have been made by Antonio Hooks. The ball was pretty well thrown once again from the quarterback, Atkins.
Atkins did deliver the ball there pretty well, but Hooks had a step on Bass that time, but unable to come up with the ball, bringing up a second down and 10 situation. Nettleton just looking to get out of the hole here. Don't want to give Pontotoc a chance to get the ball back with great field position, which they would if Nettleton can't get a few first downs here.
First down, 10 yards to go from somewhere around the 5-yard line. The line to make would be somewhere around the 15. Second down, 10 yards to go. The line to make would be around the 15. Throw the football up the field again. The pass is intended for Springer on the right sideline. Actually, that may not be Springer. The pass was intended for Antonio Hooks and will fall harmlessly to the ground. Actually, it was intended for Javon Harris. And Coach Cantrell will signal in his play to his quarterback, a freshman, Atkins, who's played pretty well actually at times here tonight. He's made a lot of freshman mistakes, but you expect that from a very young quarterback. Again, Smith will come over the football somewhere around the 5. We'll have a wide receiver split wide to the left. That's Javon Harris. We'll have Hooks in the slot to the right. Again, he'll look upfield, throw the pass across the middle, and the pass will be incomplete. And I tell you what, that was Dietrich Clark and Mr. Adams, Mr. Clark. Meet Mr. Clark. Adams and Clark. Not a good combination for Adams.
Omar Adams got leveled that time by Dietrich Clark. Dietrich Clark, just a huge, huge kid at 230 pounds and about 6'6", and just a very, very large high school football player. And that time he made his presence on the field known that time, and Pontotoc should get great field position here.
Again, Springer will step into the football. He'll be back on the goal line, basically. The Warriors block it. They may get a touchdown here if they can cover it up. And Dietrich, Dietrich had it, lost it. And now I think that I can't tell who's got it, but we have a touchdown. But let's see who got their first touchdown ever. Let's see who that is. I still can't pick up the number. That may be Kendall Crum. I believe that was Kendall Crum. Congratulations to Kendall Crum. I want to tell a little story right quickly. I work in the insurance business, Mike. It's going to be interesting to you. I think it's interesting to me. Had a chance a couple weeks ago when I was working. His sister lives in the Corinth area. Was talking to his sister the other night. She was telling me about this young man. I think they're pretty close. They don't get to talk a lot, but his sister lives out in the Kossuth area. She spoke nothing but highly of this young man. Talked about how good of a student the young man was. We know how good of a football player he is. It's just an asset to this program. The kick is high enough, long enough, and good. Can't be prouder for that young man to get in the end zone.
He's been around the ball several times on defense tonight, hurrying the quarterback along several times, and was rewarded that time after the block punt that time. Pontotoc putting more points here on the board. And Pontotoc getting helped out along the way here by a big block punt here, putting points on the board here in the third quarter of play.
I tell you what, that's awfully exciting for Kendall Crum, for him to get in the end zone. He's a senior, and for him to score right there, to pick up that fumble. I'm glad Dietrich wasn't able to pick it up. Dietrich, you've had your moments in the limelight. I'm glad Kendall was able to do so. Dietrich, congratulations on the block, however.
That's exactly right. Nice job that time by Dietrich Clark of coming through, making the block on the Springer punt that time, and then able to come up with the ball was Kendall Crum for 6 points there to add to the Warriors' big lead here in Nettleton here in the third quarter of play. Robert Bass looking to kick the ball off once again for the Pontotoc Warriors.
Don't know this for sure. That very well may be Kendall's first high school career touchdown, or first career high school touchdown. Couldn't come at a better time for him in his senior campaign. The Warriors lead now 45-6. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left to go here in the third quarter of play, as they'll have Hooks, who will be deep to receive the kick, along with Springer, who will go rolling and bounding on the ground to Hooks somewhere around the 10. They're trying to run it looked like they were almost trying to run the reverse back here to Springer to me, and Hooks is back in the open field and will get up to around the 30-yard line. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like to me they were trying to get the football maybe back to Springer on a little bit of a reverse on the kickoff.
I think Springer was wanting the ball, but nonetheless, that gentleman there, he's been returning the ball very well here tonight, able to pick up big yardage that time all the way up to about the 30-yard line, where maybe even the 31-yard line, where Nettleton will set up shop here and try to get some positive momentum going here on this drive.
Coach Scott Cantrell sends Atkins in the football game with the play. Will split wide to the left out here with Javon Harris. We'll have Hooks in the slot to the right. We'll have Springer, who'll dot the I behind Adams, the fullback. Will call signals to give the football off left tackle. Nice spin move that time by Springer. Springer will cross up to the 30 to around the 33-yard line. You can just see all kind of athletic ability in Kennard Springer. And, the young man probably, I don't know exactly what his situation would be, but I would think would be a target for somebody on the next level. Maybe not the D1 level, but definitely somebody, whether it be a Delta State, of course, that's a great program. They produce great athletes there. Or maybe at Itawamba or whatever. He's someone that I'm sure a lot of people would like to get their hands on.
I'm sure someone could use him. Definitely has a lot of talent. Pretty good size kid, too, and very well could see action in the next level next year somewhere.
Again, Atkins will call signals from somewhere around the 33-yard line over center Smith. Will roll back in the pocket. Will throw it down on the left sideline. Pass will sail in and out of the hands, actually well overthrown in front of the intended receiver, Javon Harris. Rob Pickett and Marcus Thomas were both there on the play. And so it will bring up a third down. Third down, we'll call it somewhere in the neighborhood of around 7 yards to go for the first down. The Warriors well in control, 45-6. Kind of have it in cruise control right now, actually, to say the least. After that fine first half output, have a defensive touchdown, actually a special teams touchdown here in the second half. 45-6 is our score. Again, Harris will come wide to the left. Also in the slot to the left looks like will be Antonio Hooks. Also wide to the right will be Springer. And, of course, the running back will be Omar Adams. And call signals again. We'll look upfield, try to find the wide receiver right here. Pass is knocked away. Nice play like by Neil Mays. Neil Mays did a good job of miking the ball away that time for the Warriors.
Good job that time by Warriors. Good coverage all over the field that time. Neil Mays reacting to the ball, diving, breaking the pass up, bringing Pontotoc to a situation where they should get the ball back with a fairly decent field position. No one appears to be going in punt formation to receive the kick. Springer looks like he'll have a wide open field to kick to here with no one back as Pontotoc hopes to get a good field position here.
Maybe try to block it. They are faking it. As Springer is looking upfield in big trouble. Now Kennard will be knocked down somewhere around the 25-yard line. Absolutely had nowhere to go. The Warrior coaching staff guessed right. They were indeed trying to fake the punt, and nonetheless, they didn't get the first down yardage. The Warriors will set up shop. First down, 10 yards to go at the Nettleton 26-yard line. Will have awfully good field position.
One more score here by the Warrior offense, I think, should probably be all that we should see out of the starters here if Pontotoc could punch this one in, I think Coach Robbins, knowing him the way I do, I believe he'll give some other kids a shot after this one right here, maybe.
Chad Knopflin is a young man that will be the young man that dots the I. Again, Bryson in the football game as well. Knopflin with big running room, 35-20. Knopflin meets a man of the corner and will be knocked down at the 15-yard line. We were talking about him on our way up here tonight, as that young man did a pretty good job of getting nice running room and finding a good first down yardage and picking up another Pontotoc Warrior first down. Chad Knopflin is a 160-pound sophomore. If I'm not mistaken, his dad is in administration here at the high school. Just found that information out tonight, Mike. I didn't know that as well. Still, congratulations to that young man getting some playing time. Knopflin, again, along with Bryson, will be the running back still. Pinson in the football game. We'll have a wide receiver split wide to the right. Give the football here off right tackle, and I believe that is, again, Knopflin. Knopflin running the football with some authority will be knocked down somewhere around the 8-yard line. I think you told me a couple minutes ago they transferred here. Maybe was it you? I don't know who it was. Nonetheless, I think he from the coast, somewhere on the coast is where this young man came from, him and his father. And, of course, congratulations to him getting some playing time and a young man that could be a player for the future for the Warriors. Nonetheless, the Warriors are second down, 5 yards to go from somewhere around the 8-yard line. Again, Knopflin will dot the I. Bryson will be the fullback. And so we'll call out signals from that point. Will be split to the right. Will be Hester toss sweep here to the left. Again, Knopflin will be getting some running room, but we knock down. I think we're going to have a hold here on the Warriors as this one will come back as the Warriors will be guilty. I can't get the word guilty out of the holding infraction from that point.
Yeah, the Knopflins came here from Bay Springs, and Chad Knopflin, a nice young runner for Pontotoc, showing some pretty good speed to the outside. Picked up 3 big touchdowns earlier in a JV game earlier this year against Ripley, and definitely.
Well, we have offsetting penalties here. Hey, I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, I was about finished there. We're just giving Chad Knopflin some due respect there. Some big games in the JV level earlier this year, and now picking up some good yardage here in a varsity game here for the Warriors. And Pontotoc looking to put some more points here, knocking on the door here, so to speak, here in the third quarter of play once again.
The Warriors may get off the play before the end of the quarter. Again, they do, and they'll get in the end zone on the last play of the third quarter. As Friesen almost said Tremaine, Kendrick Friesen will get in the end zone from somewhere around 8 yards out. The Warriors have dented the scoreboard once again. And still, the Warriors playing pretty well. Have a lot of young people in the game. Then Jeffrey Bolton, young man that hasn't played a lot tonight, was in the game that time on the offensive line. Also Jeremy Ray. Of course, Jeremy always plays, but still Bolton seeing some action. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Bolton's been in a lot tonight. Still, nonetheless, he made in the game as well as the Warriors will score on the last play of the quarter. The extra point pending here from Bass as Pickett will get the hold down. The kick is high enough, long enough, and it is good. That young man's perfect tonight except for the long field goal. The Warriors lead after 3 complete. After 3 complete, the Warriors 52 and the Nettleton Tigers 6. We'll be back after these messages from our local sponsors. It out, of course, that constitutes a touchback in high school football. I'm sure Coach Robbins and his staff very well right here may empty the bench. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get some of your key players injured with something that might be something kind of risky right here. And, again, I do believe that the Warriors will. I see, Pickett still, and I see Rob coming out. He deserves to. He's played well all night long. It looks like coming in for the Warriors will be Tyler Hodge. Let's try to get some of these kids' names on right quick. Also, again, Knopflin stays in the football game as a cornerback. And also in the football game, Dustin Robbins still in. I wouldn't be surprised to see him leave the football game here very, very shortly as well. Again, they'll throw the football up here on the right sideline. Young man will not get very, very much. Is defending it pretty well for the Warriors. Pretty good support that time coming from Friesen. No, actually, that's not Friesen. That's James White. James White along with Barry, along with Robbins, and also Robert Bass, a host of Warriors there to make the tackle on the football. Also, a couple other young men that's in the football game. I believe right now Mike is, of course, well, actually he's been there all night long. I thought that we had a couple other kids that were in for the first time, and maybe not. I think Walter King maybe in the game. Let me check that just to make sure. Here as they run the little toss sweep to the left, getting a running room is Springer, and Springer will get up to around the 35-yard line. I'll tell you what, Dustin Robbins is a pretty good athlete. And that's a tough play to make on a kid like Springer on the sidelines. He's awfully good.
Yeah, he's got a lot of speed and uses it to help him out along the way. And that time, just a nice job of bringing Springer to the ground, as you said, and making a good open field tackle. And Robbins has played well here tonight.
Again, first down carry that time from Springer 10.5 minutes ago here in the football game, as they'll have Adams, who will be the fullback again. Springer will dot the I. Atkins will call signals from that point. Will look and give the football to his up back. Again, that's Adams. Adams with a nice little burst. Will get up close to the 47-yard line. Nice pickup on the play. Somewhere in the neighborhood around 6. Should be a second down somewhere in the neighborhood of around 4. Again, Atkins will get instructions from his coach Scott Cantrell. Coach Cantrell, in his first game here, first season here, as head football coach at Nettleton, former Hatley graduate, played football at Itawamba, also came here last year from Hamilton, has always been in the Monroe, Lee County area. This is, of course, probably his first time to be a head coach in Class 3A. Again, they'll run a little swing pattern out here, and a pretty good hit again. I think that was Ty Berry. Berry just really unloaded on the young man. I'm having more success watching the monitor right now than I am actually watching the field, as Berry did a pretty good job, nice job of picking up. I tell you what, if you can get a close-up right now, 76 on the for Nettleton. Jeff, let's just get a look at this kid. This kid is absolutely huge. There he is right there. Mike, he is a specimen. I tell you what, he is big. He is an absolutely big kid. As he plays, looks like he's at that right guard formation. And he really is. He's a big young man. Again, they'll call signals again. They'll give the football off right tackle, running hard. I think that might be a new running back in. That may be, I don't have that young man on my roster, Mike. That's 21. We don't have him on the roster at all. Do you have him on your roster?
No, I'm not exactly sure who that is, but
the PA announcer just said number 21. Apparently he doesn't know either. He's the homer here. So nobody knows who 21 is. We'll call him the Phantom Player. How's that?
That's good. I'm sure it's a young kid getting a chance to get in the game here and make some noise here, so to speak, here as they picked up first down yardage. First down Nettleton ball across the 50-yard line.
Again, 85 in the game here on the slot to the right. And we don't have his number either. Again, that's Jarvis Fields who gets his first carry. He's played some wide receiver tonight, who carries the football off right tackle. Still, we don't have a couple young men that they have in the game we don't have numbers for. The Warriors have some young people in as well right now. I think that Travis Brazil is in the game right now at defensive tackle. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Mike. I think I'm right, though. Defensive tackle, 10th grader, 200-pound 10th grader is playing in the football game right now. The Warriors have some more young folks in the game as well. We'll check that in a few minutes. Again, Atkins will roll back in the pocket, looking upfield, throw the football down the right sideline. Pass will be in and out of the hands, almost intercepted here by Kyle Broadway. Broadway had an opportunity for the pick and wasn't able to do so, but still pretty good coverage that time from Broadway. Also in the football game for the Warriors is Tikio Dandridge. The Warriors have a host of sophomores in the game right now. A lot of young kids getting some playing time, getting some opportunities to get some experience. And, Mike, this is very important. Grayson Pickett, a young man playing in at free safety right now. I'm sure that Grayson's probably kin to Rob.
That's his little brother. Sure is.
Again, they'll look upfield. Pretty good pressure. Again, the pass will be complete out here. Nice throw on the crossing route. Young man may score. Pretty good play that time. Actually, they're going to keep it from, well, I don't know. He may keep still running. Young man catching the football that time from Nettleton was Chris Floyd. Actually, that's L.J. Burks, or J.J. Burks. Burks, 6'2", 155-pound sophomore. Pretty good play that time as he made a good play. The tackle was from Kendall Crum. Kendall Crum making the tackle for the Warriors, as it will bring a first down 10 yards to go from somewhere around the 18-yard line.
Also, number 80, Nathan Hamilton, my preacher's kid also into the ball game for the first time for the Warrior defense.
Toss sweep to the right. Ball is on the ground and rolling loosely. The Warriors have a chance to pick it up. They still have a chance to pick it up. It's still rolling loosely. That's kind of a hot potato out there right now, and I believe the Warriors do indeed pick it up. Who's the young man that's on the bottom of the stack that has it? I believe that very well may be Corey Walker that maybe came up with the fumble recovery.
He did. Number 50, Corey Walker, did come up with the ball that time. Just a nice job of running to the ball. Was youngsters into the ball game there for the Warriors, and nice job of stopping that Nettleton threat that time by the Warriors, giving their offense another chance to go here. And looks like number 6 into the ball game, John Stewart, young quarterback for Pontotoc, coming into the ball game to call the signals here.
Also in the football game defensively was Bryce Bedford. Bedford was in the football game as well. Looks like Barry will be the fullback, the up back again. Knopflin will be the tailback that'll dot the I off left tackle. Shows pretty good vision, pretty good lateral movement that time for a young man as he gets around the 29-yard line. That's Knopflin. He'll pick up a few. Coming from Bay Springs, an area that's produced a lot of good athletes over the years. I think of the Hosley kid that played basketball. I think it maybe at LSU or Auburn. I think it was LSU. You know, their kinfolk is actually the kinfolk to them is the kid that's the tailback from Florida. That's from Hattiesburg. I can't remember the kid's name. That's so good. The tailback Gillespie.
Robert
Gillespie from them. So there's a lot of kids from that area. Again, Knopflin off right tackle on the toss sweep. Up to the 35-yard line will be knocked out of bounds somewhere around that point. The Warriors will have it third down and short from that point. The Warriors have a lot of young folks in the football game. I believe Bolton's still in the game as a tackle. Justin Wilbanks, of course, is in the football game. Of course, he's a senior. Bedford is in now as a wide receiver. He checks in the football game. Actually, he just checked out. He was in the game on the previous play. And, I'm trying to get – if you see anybody new that's in the game, Mike, please correct me and help me out because I'm not able to pick up every number from where I'm at right now. Third down possession play here for the Warriors. And, again, the young man from Pontotoc, Stewart, sees something that he doesn't like and asks for a timeout and receives it. Bryson that picks up first down yardage and will be across the around the 38-yard line. Be first down 10 yards to go from that point. The line to make somewhere around the 38.5-yard line as they'll split wide to the left out here. That will be J.J. Hister. Again, wide to the right will be, I believe, I think that's Knopflin on the carry. And Knopflin will pick up, we'll call it 2, maybe one on the play. Didn't pick up much, no appreciable gain actually. It will maybe be a pickup of 1. Second down, 9 yards to go from somewhere around the 40.5-yard line. As again, Stewart, a 150-pound sophomore quarterback, will bring his team to the line of scrimmage. Again, young man getting some valuable playing experience. Will send Broadway wide to the left. I think it's Hester wide to the right. We have movement all across the line of scrimmage, as I think the Warriors will be guilty of an early infraction here. As Hester will give the football back to the official, and the Warriors will be guilty of the legal procedure, and that'll back them up 5, and that'll make it second down, probably 12, second down and 12, from just outside the 36-yard line.
T.J. Pickering into the game now on the offensive line for the Pontotoc Warriors.
Stewart will toss sweep out here to Knopflin and gets a block. Nice block from Price and 35-40 across midfield and knocked down around the 47-yard line. I tell you what, that young man has some jets on him. He has that nice little burst on him to when he gets acceleration going. He looks pretty good running the football.
He really does. He's a good young runner for Pontotoc, showing good speed to the outside. That time was Knopflin. Picking up another big gain here for the Warrior offense, giving them a first down and ball across the 50-yard line to about the 47-yard line. John Stewart calling the plays for Pontotoc.
Michael Gentry in the game at left guard as they'll give the ball again to Friesen. Friesen will go across the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Michael Gentry, a 200-pound sophomore offensive guard. They have him listed as a tackle here on the roster. Actually, I think they had him as a guard. Then they may have had a tight end here strong to the left. I wasn't really paying attention that closely. We'll just wait and see. I think he is playing left tackle, actually. I have him playing left guard. No, they do have him playing left tackle. Again, young man that's getting some action. Bryson, big hole on the right side and will be knocked down as he'll cross down to 39. Looks a little bit like his brother right there, didn't he?
He really does.
Saw a little bit of Tremaine in that carry.
He has a lot of good burst there, showing a little bit of speed there after he broke the initial line of scrimmage, running over a couple people, picking up first down yardage there for the Warriors. As this young offense is moving the ball right on down the field, be good to see them put up a touchdown here and give them a big boost.
Tyson Meek is a young man that's playing in the game as the offensive center. Stewart will call signals again. Knopflin will dot the I again. Bryson off the top, moving the football and getting the ball down somewhere close to the 20 and may have fumbled the football. No, he didn't. I thought he fumbled. I kind of lost a glance of something there for just a few moments. Apologize for that. Still, the Warriors are knocking on the door. 1 minute and 25 seconds left to go here before the end of the game. It'd be nice to put on 6 more. You don't want to bury somebody else. It's different. You're not trying to bury them right now. You're just trying to get some kids some valuable experience and get some young kids an opportunity to get the football in the end zone. Again, that will be Bryson. Bryson will crack inside the 10. I can't exactly tell. This is the worst place in the world for me to be right now. As he'll get somewhere down around the 10-yard line. I think he picked up another first down. As he has first down country, Jeff, just get wherever you need to get because I know right now you're having a difficult time. Still, this is the worst place on the field for him to be when we're here trying to film things because I almost have to get in front of you and to see what's going on. I just watched the monitor. The Warriors will be first down and I guess was it first and goal? First down and goal to go from somewhere around the 10-yard line. They'll call signals again. Stewart will just snap down on the ball. I tell you what, that's a good thing to do. That's going to be the last play of this football game. Coach Robbins is always gracious and very professional in anything he does. He could have probably had an opportunity to tack on 6 points right there. Nonetheless, how sweet it is for the Warriors, Mike. It's been a long time, but the Warriors are back in the playoffs.
You're exactly right. Pontotoc getting a big victory here tonight against Nettleton. Could probably help themselves out even further next week with a big win at home against a hungry Houston Hilltopper Ball Club that'll come in ready to play and be interesting to see exactly what unfolds from Warrior Stadium next week.
Game reset real quickly, Mike. I'm going to go back down and get some of the players. Before I do that, I just want to say the Warriors do have an interesting scenario in front of them. Next week they'll be playing for the number 3 spot in the division or the number 4 slot. Probably an opportunity to not have to play Corinth in the first round and maybe visit Boonville. Or possibly if Boonville were to win, well, who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. It's still a lot of football to be played next weekend. Nonetheless, we're going to try to get downstairs, get some interviews with some of the coaches, and quite frankly, have an opportunity to talk to some young people about an opportunity of getting on TV for a couple minutes. One thing real quickly, players of the game. I'll let you guys decide that. I tell you what, I'd have co-players of the game if it were me. I think I would go with Dustin Robbins and also with Thomas. I thought both of those young men were the difference in the football game in the first half. Mike, I'm sure you want to go over the sponsors. I'm going to go down and get some of the players. Been very, very nice working with both of you guys tonight. Maybe we can get some of these kids in the dressing room and talk about a very fine win.
Go over the sponsors real quick for tonight's game. First National Bank with 2 locations to serve you. Edward Jones, Kyle Eubanks, our local representative. Russell Oil Company on Reynolds Street. Don and Ellen Russell, proud sponsor of Warrior football. 84 Lumber Company from on 15 North. Jackson Implement Company on 15 North. Montgomery Drugs on 15 North. Stegall Ford Incorporated. Mi Pueblo Mexican. Pontotoc Electric Power Association. Piggly Wiggly. Adair Carpet on President Street in Tupelo. MedMart Home Care. Locally owned and operated by Tommy Butler. JB's Incorporated at the intersection of 9 and 15. Treasure Furniture. Kirk's Grill on 15 North. Book your holiday parties now. And Custom Auto Accessories of Houston. All proud sponsors of Warrior football here tonight as the Warriors do a nice job, take care of business here with a convincing 52-6 win here at Nettleton tonight. Stay tuned as we'll have some post-game interviews from the locker room here of the victorious Pontotoc Warriors.
We're reflecting images of our Christianity. We represent you, dear Lord. Thank you so much for the night. This we pray. Our Father,
Which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses,
we're here with Rob Pickett. Rob, the Warriors are finally back in the playoffs. This is something you guys I know have worked hard for several years. The all-season, this has been big, and quite frankly, this is the step the Warriors need to get to. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. We lost a heartbreaker last week, and we had them all the way to the fourth quarter. And Shumpert's a good back. He broke that one play, and I give it to Fulton. They played, but they know we were the better team that night. And it just sounds so sweet to say playoffs.
It does. The Warriors haven't been in the playoffs now in a few years. I remember the last appearance that we had. And quite frankly, it seems like it's been too long. The Warriors have been kind of snake bit in the last 2 or 3 years. We've been close. We've been right on the brink of making the playoffs. Didn't get there. Missed it by a game or two. They expanded the divisional format. Now we're doing in regional play. The Warriors get in the playoffs. This is a goal. I know right now, the Carolinas whether you're 2, 3, or 4, because I know you can't beat 2. Maybe you're going to 3 or 4 and go on the road. But still, you got to be happy just making it.
Oh, yes, sir. Like, our 98 season was my freshman year, and that was the last time we made the playoffs. And we took it to Rosedale, and we were beaten in Rosedale. That's the last time we've been to the playoffs. And that's the last time, we've actually played any big games. The last big games we played, last year we had 2 big games, and we didn't show up in the field. And tonight we knew it was a big game, but we showed up tonight and came to play.
Congratulations, Rob. Good team. Next week we play against a very good Houston football team. The one thing I've been telling people all year long that this is going to be fun is because defensively we're really good. But offensively, Houston's very good. Something's, when it's the resistible force against the immovable object, whatever, something's got to give. And, next week it's going to be fun. Good football team. Expect a lot of things, a lot of fireworks next week to come to the field.
Yes, sir. We come back home. Lost the last 2 at home again. Oxford and Fulton. We don't plan on it coming back. Our defense is coming out right now. It's senior night, and it's our last time to play at home.
It should be a lot of fun. Rob, you're a senior leader on this football team. Congratulations to you. Go enjoy the rest of the night with your teammates.
Thank you, sir.
Ron, congratulations, Kendall. I don't know this. I will make this statement. Maybe your first career high school touchdown tonight. Am I correct when I make that statement?
That's right.
Well, I wouldn't call it lucky. Dietrich blocked the punt. Hey, we were rooting for you to get the ball instead of Dietrich. I tell you, we're going to tell him that in a couple of minutes. Congratulations on your touchdown.
Thank you very much.
Kendall, I know you're, quite frankly, all season long, the things that you add to the table or bring to the table to this football team, senior leadership, getting big. Actually, excuse me, you are a junior. Being a junior, I apologize. I correct myself on that. Being a junior that's provided a lot of leadership and making some big plays defensively. What are some things, what are some key attributes that you think you bring to this football team?
Well, as a defensive lineman, I think my speed helps me a lot because I tend to be on the pass rush pretty good. And just technique and playing it last year, the experience that I have helps a little bit.
Congratulations on the touchdown. Congratulations on making the playoffs. Next week, pretty good football team. We play the Houston Hilltoppers at home in what should be a very entertaining affair. Here with Marcus Thomas. Marcus, congratulations. Had a big first half. Made some big plays offensively. Kind of got us on the right track. Had a touchdown reception as well in the football game. Guys, you're in the playoffs. Congratulations on a nice effort tonight.
Oh, yes, sir. We had to go out there and play hard, execute. I got to give credit to the defense for making big plays, the offense for allowing me to drive the ball. And they just went out there and they kept their head in the game and they played well.
Again, of course, the thing that stands out to me tonight, tell us a little about the touchdown on the pass. I know that's something that I'm sure you guys have worked on in practice. If you see something on film, maybe or the coaches see something on film that might be open with that play, or is that something that you have in the playbook that you call quite regularly?
Yeah, so that's something that we just put in. And he called it, and he just said, when you get out there, just hit it hard and cut in the middle of the field, and she'll be there. And it was there.
It was there tonight, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
We had, in the first half, I think he had somewhere around 97 yards rushing. Mike, when we got some totals on that, don't know exactly what your totals were in the second half, and had some good plays defensively. Almost made one heck of an interception one time. But, next week, Houston has some speedy guys, has some good athletes. That should be one of the, I heard you talking a couple of minutes ago on the field, showing some leadership. I know you're just a sophomore, but you made a statement to some other guys on the team. You said, guys, we still got one more game to play. I heard you telling some of the kids, we're glad we're in the playoffs, but this is not our year. I know you're looking forward to that football game.
Come on. Yes, sir. We got to go out there and just practice real hard because this is something that we got to do. If we play hard, then we can win. All we gotta do practice hard and just keep ourselves focused on the game. We should do it.
Good luck to you next week, Marcus. Thanks for being here with us tonight. Cooler. Dietrich Clark here with us. They were going to give me a cooler to stand on so I could talk to him. Mike, you want to raise the cooler up here to me? No, I'm just kidding. Dietrich, congratulations. I know you're excited getting back in the playoffs. I know you played in the night red, I think, in the playoffs with this football team, but it's been a long time coming. It's good to get back there again, isn't it?
Oh yeah, victory is sweet, saying that we haven't been there a long time.
Tell us a little bit about what the game plan tonight. I know you guys were excited to have an opportunity to get it back in the winning column for one thing. But the second thing, to have an opportunity to clinch a playoff berth on another school's field. That's awfully nice, isn't it?
Well, since we played pretty hard last week, we saw that a lot of key spots where we can improve a lot of stuff on. And we thought we'd bring it to this game and we showed up.
Had a big hit in the football game. Tell us a little bit about that. I know that feels good when you have an opportunity to get a clean shot on the young man.
Yeah, when you run a slant pattern, it's always good for a linebacker to get in there and see, especially since he's young.
You know, Springer's a good player. He's really a good athlete. You know, in the first half, particularly on the drive, the touchdown drive, and we just really had trouble with the young man. And you know, he's a good athlete. Is he maybe one of the better athletes you faced this year?
I'd say so, because he had a lot of good cutting.
You know, the thing about it is, of course, I know they're a very inexperienced team, Nettleton has, but Shumpert and him, there's not a lot of difference between the two, is there?
Not at all.
You know, of course, I know last week we played against Shumpert. This week we played against Springer. Next week we play against Antoine Harold, who's just a sophomore, good player. And also against Chris Griffin. That's going to be a game that, you know, with these two guys that we will play against, it's going to be fun to see what happens with those two guys. We'll have to do some things defensively. They've been solid all year, but they'll present some challenges for us.
Yes, sir.
What do you anticipate as far as is the team demeanor now? I know right now you have to feel good. The kids have got to be excited after the tough loss last week, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Last week, of course, Randy Shumpert broke the big run late. Tonight, you guys put up with the big run. Congratulations, Dietrich. Go enjoy it with the rest of your teammates and be careful. Good luck to you next week against the UCM.
Thank you.
We're here with James. Well, hey, James, don't fall down on us now. I know you said I made you look bad last time. That would really make you look bad if you fell down on this year. Congratulations tonight. Still some tough, bruising yards from that fullback position. You know, we didn't have any of them on. I really apologize for that. But some of the offensive linemen really played well tonight as well, didn't they?
They're doing awesome. I thought we are hurting, but we did better than I thought we would without Finch. I wish we could still have it. They're stepping up big time.
The loss of Ryan's been big, but some other young men, Crenshaw, Mickey Ward, some of those young guys, or some of those guys, remember, those guys are really stepping up and filling the gap right now.
So, I love them.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Of course, you did a pretty good job running the football, but still the one thing that you did tonight, you also did a good job of course, of the belly series of getting the football. Of course, they faked it to you a lot, gave the ball to Marcus, and also did it to Dustin. But you guys, I know earlier in the year you talked about your slogan, your team slogan. It kind of comes into play tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we all united as one. We just took it to them tonight. We played hard. We knew we had to win. I really expected it to be a lot tougher game than this. I expected it to won the game, but I'm just glad it came out like it did.
Still, nonetheless, next week, the pressure's off as far as being in the playoffs. The big thing now is seedings. I think the Warriors have to win by a certain amount of points. I think 7 more gets them a number 3 seed instead of being a number 4 seed. Still, nonetheless, you're in the playoffs, and it feels good. Houston's a good football team, too. There's a lot of things we'll have to do against Houston, a very fine football team next week.
Yeah, we have to play just like we played tonight and last week, and I think we'll be all right.
I think it will be, too. It should be awfully exciting, awfully entertaining. I'll make a challenge to the fans. They need to come out and watch this football team play. Next week, we need to have the fans.
We need everybody.
Congratulations tonight. Good job. Good luck to you next week against Hilltop.
Thank you.
Lance again. Jeff Edwards here with us tonight. I've enjoyed this football game tonight. It's been exciting. You know, I tell you what, it's exciting to win a football game. You can think of better places to do interviews, but still, it's been a lot of fun. These kids have been good tonight, and they're excited about being in the playoffs.
They really have. They put out a lot of effort here tonight. Good job by the offense of picking up some big points here, putting up 52 points. Got to be a little bit of a boost here going into the final stretch of the season here. One big game, as we mentioned, next week at Pontotoc. Want all the fans to come out and support these Warriors. They played their hearts out all year. Came up a little short last week against Oklahoma with a big victory here tonight on the road at Nettleton. Huge game next Friday night in the Holla against a good Houston ball player.
They really did play well tonight, and offensively in the first half, they came out and they just really asserted themselves very quickly in the football. some of the things that they did, particularly running the football between the tackles and then getting the football on the outside to Dustin, also good to Marcus, and hitting the quick play to Marcus on the pass play, just broke the football game wide open. The one play that stands out to me is it has to be, though, 17-7. Actually, I guess it was 17-7, and they threw the halfback pass. They underthrew the ball, and it's a crazy interception. It'll be interesting to see how that looks like on film. Had the interception, got the football scored. That was pretty much the football game right there.
You're exactly right. That was a big turn event. Favored Pontotoc, and after that, Pontotoc took control of the game and put it away. And great job at the end of the game. The coaches getting some young players in, getting them some experience on the field, and could pay off in the days to come.
Sure. Well, we'll quickly think about that. That's something that is impressive. Some of the younger kids came in and performed quite well late in the football game. So that is a lot of fun to see some of those guys do it. Still, real quickly, next week. Let's go to that and let's get out of here. Tired of Nettleton for a little while. Let's get on back to Pontotoc. Next week against the Houston Hilltoppers, Antoine Harrell, Terrell Harrell, Chris Griffin, Chris Brand. The players just go on and on from the Houston Hilltoppers and have a lot of athletes. I tell you what, the Warriors, they made it with, of course, with Thomas, Dustin Robbins, Dietrich Clark, Rob Pickett, Pinson playing well right now. I tell you what, that has the makings to be a really good football.
Yeah, it really does. It'll be interesting to see. I know the Pontotoc coaches will have their team ready to go, and it should be a great game next Friday night at Pontotoc.
50, I guess what I forgot our score. 52-6, the Warriors won the football game. For Paul Blanchett, for Mike Campbell, Jeff Edwards, bidding you a very pleasant good evening tonight on the campus of Nettleton High School. See you next week between the Warriors from Pontotoc and the Hilltoppers from Houston in a very, very key Region 2-3 football.
Yeah.